You're gonna do all the Gabis now. And then we hit 4 subscribers, that's awesome. Press the like, subscribe, and so on. Right, yeah, it's 4,000. We're gonna do some kind of, you know, I'm planning out some kind of, how to say it, like, I don't know exactly. So basically, like, tell me what you wanna have. I think I'll do like a 4,000 special. Ask me any question. I think it's pretty funny. But if you have something else I could do with a special, you know, please, yeah, tell me in the comment below. Tell me in the live stream now, right? I'm open to suggestions as always. Yeah, you know, I'm a free-spirited guy. I can just feel out. But I think it's fun is having like some questions and so on. And of course, you can ask questions here, or I'm gonna post it later, and you can ask questions, you know, on that post or so on, right? And we also ask this question later on, right? But anyway, so we're gonna do the trials. I can't speak. Sorry, trials of mana. I think the lighting got really weird now since I started the game. I guess they put it purpley in the game. It's kind of strange. Oh, is that the game doing it? I was like, yeah, now it's more white, right? Yeah, I was like, man, it's so purple. My face was turning orange, but I think because the game was so orange there. So obviously, I have a pretty big TV, right? The last thing. I was sitting too close to the TV, right? But I was sitting somewhat close to the TV, and it's like, yeah, it's making me orange. Orange man, yeah, probably good. No, shouldn't do the jokes. Shouldn't do bad jokes like that. But, orange man, yeah, what was I saying? So yeah, 4,000 special. I haven't exactly decided yet what we will do about it, but I'm thinking something like, I kind of want to do one of those, yeah, ask me anything or something special like that. One other video I plan out we will do, which I think will be pretty fun, is talking about my favorite 5 Reddit channels. Because I got some dirty ideas now, but this will be pretty funny. But anyway, let's start playing the game. Which was Tower of God before this. Really good. That was a really good episode, Tower of God. It was the best episode so far. Another new female character was really awesome. It was really awesome. It's 17, yeah. So it was pretty good. I see the lighting's a little weird, but god damn it. The sound was out a little bit for the streaming, where I was setting up the thing, and now this just went down. Whatever. It's late here now, right? Sun is down. I have a hard time getting you. I'll say this thing. I always blame it on the PS4, and I keep doing that. But I've done it for years. I never been able to get, I feel, a good lighting when I use the PS4, the camera with the PS4. Not with, but I can buy it for PS4. About a few years ago. I feel that what I do for, you know, on the PC, I can just fix some lighting effects, and I will be able to, you know, arrange a better light effect, right? Let's do the fire. I want to do the fire first, then the ice probably. The ice, the red dragon. There's also the dragon. Where's the dragon? But yeah, I mean, I feel it's hard to get a good lighting on the PS4. Turn off the video, but come on, where's it? And look at this thing. This is only happened with the PS4 camera. Okay. Maybe it's worse now. No, look at it. Yeah, it's shimmering. Yeah, it's like flickering thing. It's like super flickering. I don't know why. So the PS4. I honestly have researched this thing. Man, it's like an idiot now, but I've researched this thing. Why does the PS4 camera flicker so much? I have tried to figure that out for like a year. Yeah, it's like I'm an idiot, but I googled that, try finding that. But it's just flickers for some lamps. Never an issue for my PC. I have a new PC now. Even less issue than that one, the old PC. I have a new PC 3 months ago. PS4. I was telling you guys Sony, but also I'm an idiot because I'm just lazy and I never fix it like that. So it's nothing new yet. I mean, they do after they have to, but they probably after the weapon. Wait a minute though. But yeah, I don't get it. So sorry for the bad lighting. I was thinking that it might get hopefully get the right upgrade. A good start of the stream talking about the lighting. But I just never understand! We should go left here now, because this place was locked away for last time. But yeah, so we can now go here now. Here the rising members of the yeah, but honestly, I never understand why. It's like, doesn't matter how I try to see this for. It never gets good lighting. Well, unless streaming in midday, yeah, but now the sun is down. You hate my lamps. Of course, it's supposed to be to buy new lamps, and I've tried to change my lamps. I don't know what happens. Also, if you knew a good lamp, I don't know what this was. It's crazy. But anyway, here we go. So, what I seem to find in the game, except at the win place, is that every place has, except that one, has the question mark shield. Seems to be one question mark shield per God these dungeon, per Benevodons dungeon. Except the win one, because the win one is just, you're just replaying the old win one, so there's no new chest there. But here, maybe, if it wasn't easy to find them, but... You see them fall down here? Oh yeah, they fall down, definitely. It's a... Okay, so yeah, they're not here. Can I fall down? I can actually. Wait, am I gonna die now? Oh, holy shit! Oh, okay. I was like, maybe you die here. That was very interesting. It's like, and that would be that would have been bad design, because it's only. I mean, I don't mind you there to fall down and die, right? I'm fine with that. You could like die from a mistake, yeah, of course. But I mean that you wouldn't die immediately. You would stand in the fire and the lava and you die after like a minute, right? So that would be pretty annoying. So the cactus over there. Ah, come on. So the game doesn't have perfect platforming. I blame the game. That's not my fault. I blame the game, but the game doesn't have like perfect platforming. I don't think that's fair. I think it's fair to say. The game doesn't have. It's like you have the platform element, which I love in the game. Okay, don't get me wrong. I really like that you have these old dungeons that are redesigned, reimagined, and you can jump in them. And that makes them feel very different. So I like that. I like it a lot actually. So don't get me wrong. I mean, I like it a lot. But I'm just saying that. It's not really a question about that. But I'm just saying that the game still isn't like. It's not a platform game, right? It's not a Mario game. They clearly haven't tested this thing for hours and been like, oh yeah, now we have that perfect, you know, that like Mario approved platform game. It's not that. It's not that. Yeah, at least recently played more Odyssey. Played like last month. I played very recently more Odyssey. I like it. It was a good game, but I would say I was disappointed a little bit. Not saying it's a bad game. I like the game, but it was just like it's a little too short. It's really easy. I think one problem actually with Odyssey, like a side of here, talking about but Mario Odyssey. One thing I did like with it, and a lot of people I think share this complaint, I heard a lot of people as well, is that it's too many, you know, moves. And not that it's annoying. Oh, I have to find all the moves on. That's great, but like. It's not that you have to, how do I say it? The issue isn't the number of moves to find, of course not. The issue isn't the small stuff, it's more like, because there's so many moves in, and you get blinded to this total effect there. But yeah, because there's so many moves, you're starting to see a thing in that game that it doesn't really matter so much. That's what I mean here, but it's like, you find so many different, you find so many, this should be a seed? Yeah, there we go, it's always one seed, always that question mark, yeah. But yeah, I think that the weird thing with Mario, and I like the game pretty good, but it's like, it's like you find too many moves. So after a while it's like, oh, another move, it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah, I think that's a problem, because there's so many moves you find kind of willy-nilly. Yeah, that's a weird thing in Mario. Truly is. You kind of enter the game and it's like, oh, I lift a rock, a moon. I do this thing, a moon. And I'm not even exaggerating. There are places in that game where you will find the moon from items. Yeah, you will find the moon, or moons, right, by just like opening a door or something, like all the time. And then the problem with that is it's a kind of an offset where some of the moons are really hard to get, right? and it's like, you know, 900. Yeah, you do all this stuff and you get 1 moon. And then the next moon you get, the equally worth, right? It's a 1 moon each. It's like, oh, your list is broke. Moon. Yeah, like moon. Like that is really strange. I think it really like devalues that experience of like, oh, I got a new star, right? So that's the problem with it. It's a very weird thing. This game does kind of the opposite of that, I have to say. I mean, I love this game. I think it's really great. But this game, one of the things I don't love in this game, and I don't mean that this is like a nitpick issue. So obviously, I'm not saying that this is like, oh, the game's only like a 3 out of 10, I'm not joking, but one thing I find this game though, which I do feel is a nitpick issue, but when you're on this concept of treasure and so on, is that in this game you find a lot of chests everywhere, all the time, but the chests are pretty useless. Yeah, it's like, oh, a chest, 200 lucre, oh, a chest, 1 candy, yeah, it's like, in this game I think it would be better if the level design, the chest and so on, but would add more items, more weapons, more armor, you know, more bracelet, right, accessories. Generally, most dungeons have nothing actually valuable when you open chests. Yeah, it's very empty of actual items. So you kind of do it. Then afterward, you kind of, oh, I got items, and I'll say you get like nothing. It's value. Right. Roll. Oh, trap board. So yeah, that's chest over there now. Hopefully, we have a weapon on top of that, but I very much doubt that chest is gonna be a meaningful item. I'm still gonna get every item in the game, but I'm a little disappointed that it's like 9 out of 10 chests, probably more than that, like 19 out of 20 chests. Okay, yeah, so it's a little better now when you get to this, to contrary my point, it's a little better when you get to these god beasts, because the god beast, there's also one god beast accessory in every, there's always a god beast accessory, and god beast accessory gives you, I have that really good skill there, like you do more damage if you both die, very good. Anyway, yeah, so the god beast dungeons always have what's called it? They always have like one elemental item that makes you half the damage they do. So you can always find like you know, like a fire. Here's a fire ring down, right? You can find like a fire ring. But yeah, so to my I'll say it, to counter my own point then, what I do find though in the game is it's much better now though, yeah? It's much better now. In these god beast dungeons, you're always finding one question marking, which is great, right? Because you have to grind them out by luck in the previous game, so that's much better. And on the same time, you're also then, you see here, you're finding these elements and so on. So here's a little more meaningful. That doesn't mean that every chest has to be, you know, important. Doesn't mean that, that's what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong here. Every chest in the dungeon, in the level design, doesn't have to be an amazing item, right? That would be boring too. That would be kind of like Mario, where everything is always infinite. Amazing, yeah, there's too much amazing. But nothing is amazing eventually. That was what I was saying, but I'm saying that if you jump there, but it's kind of like it's better now. But for the first dungeons, you never really find anything meaningful ever except like healing items. It's a lot of grades that heals you, that revives you. It's pretty good, but you know, still it's like well, it's better to heal whatever. So that's an issue though. Yeah. But I think it's very nitpicky. You're gonna get a nitpicky issue. Okay. I'm trying to find issues. It's so hard. I love this game so much. It's complicated to find issues. But I think that's true though. And my point though, I don't say this to be like, oh yeah, this game. But my point is that again, that these dungeons are much better. Because obviously, what I'm saying was true in the first game too. But there was a less chests in the first game. There was also a less occurring issue. But I mean, yeah, obviously it was, you know, it was worse in the Yeah, it was worse in the original game. To some extent. I would say, yeah, you had less. As I mentioned, you had less of them in general. Because of that, it wasn't happening as much and it wasn't as obvious, I guess, because yeah, you would done it for smaller and so on. It wasn't as like clear this occurring thing happening, right? So that is better, no, but obviously, it's more mentioned here. The god beasts down here are great. You also question marks, you have elementing, so you have about 10 or so items per god beast dungeon, and 2 of them are really good. So you're gonna find the 2 guys. That's great. But the first like 5 or 6 dungeons in the game have nothing at all. So yeah, so you kind of go around there and like, okay, take the boss time. The first boss, god beast. But yeah, so the first dungeon is like, man, you're just going around there, you never find anything. And it's more noticeable now then because they're like twice as big, so they have 5 more items that are all useless. There's this little candle right there. But I'm just saying. What do you mean? I'm just trying to be objective here. These dungeons here are a lot better because that's what I'm happy about. Soon when I did the whole yesterday, the first time I did yeah, so yesterday I did the Holy Dungeon, first time I did the Dungeon, and I was really happy to see that, oh, so you get like a question box in the dungeons, like, awesome! So when I do my review for next week, probably the full review of next week, that's gonna be one of my absolute biggest points, that they are great. Actually, I think it's very interesting with how you get that faster and how it's more interesting to explore. So I'm not trying to be negative, I'm just trying to be like, you know, factual, right? Like, yes, that thing's awesome, but at the same time it's like, maybe you should have done that with the first time you do that. It's a little bit like that. I think that's fair to say that it is awesome, but the first dungeon should have had it too much. It's like an uneven quality of dungeons. That being said, every dungeon is better in this game than the first game, originally, absolutely. Every dungeon is better, so even those dungeons are still better though. Like, hopefully this guy is immune to lightning damage, which is a bit strange, but the wind boss was immune. Now here we go. Now I have Kevin now right with Lightning Saber, the best saber in the game. So yeah, Kevin with Strength Plus, and the boss has defense down for my dark passive. So that is really strong. Man, look at it, it's one wrong with that so much. I think we do wrong, that one needs yeah, Kevin is pressing down. You then give him the pressure. Remove it. I'm going to dive all bucks on me. Good. Whoa! God damn it! I was feeding there. That's the one off. Okay, so that beam is super strong. You play the game on hard, of course, and they hit really hard. Like that is the first thing you know. So they hit really hard. It's not like necessarily it's hard, right? Like it's actually technically hard. It's more like they hit really powerful enemies. So monster hitters. Which is what it's like. But yeah. I'm really pleasantly surprised by how much better dungeons are. Let me express it like that. But you know how I am. I say it as I feel right, and then when I do the review, I'm trying to be a little more explaining it in a better way. But not my thoughts to that. But I'm really pleasantly surprised by the dungeons generally. In the beginning of the game, they're so much bigger and longer, so it's awesome. But now that the gap dungeons are really good, yeah, these dungeons here are much better, right, than the original. So that is really cool. They're much better. They are longer. They have interesting items. They have question element items. They're a lot better. And also they have all these like different, traps and gadgets and so on. The enemies could be better. That's pretty much it. Yeah, the enemies could be better. The actual dungeon, the level design, and how they do they're a lot better. The jumping and so on, a lot better. So here is like 10 times better than the original. Yeah, awesome. But the enemies are the same. Yeah, they're more or less like to say that. Obviously they have different abilities now based on how they work. Because the game isn't free to screen anymore, but they exclusive enemies. That is like, I would say it's a minus, but well, I guess this is fair to say. Maybe there should be more new enemies. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, there should be more new enemies. Again, the enemies aren't bad, but they're all the same as the last game. But maybe they could have added a little more, you know, new, like, you know, fire enemies in place. Could maybe have added other enemies. We have like the swordsman, right? Could be, I don't know, like a ninja swordsman. Maybe they could add something completely different. Something random. And so, all else in the main floor. But yeah, I'm very impressed by these dungeons. So looking at these new dungeons here, that's also I feel a little bit of that the first dungeon in the game are a little weaker though. As I mentioned, it's a little bit like it's not perfectly even right in the quality of dungeon design. That being said though, it definitely is cooler and better than the later dungeons. Of course, the dungeon with the actual god bosses are better, they're more exciting, right? You're more than the boss bosses, right? So, I mean, I'd rather have it in that order. I'd rather have these dungeons to be interesting than all the way around. And I guess in that sense, it also makes sense that they would also work more in this dungeon force with a little more equity, a little more magnitude. But yeah, but I'm really impressed by these dungeons compared to this game. Oh shit, I reached so many others. I'm really happy that you're getting that early. It's just a great take on it because like, in the original game you got the advanced class, the level is the same as in 48. You see how much higher level now, so the level has changed. But let's talk about another stream in the first stream, is that in the previous game you would almost beat the game, and then you got you would almost beat the game like that. You get to like the last dungeon, and then you got advanced classes. It's like for the last two bosses going. So it wasn't like super exciting in that sense. It was cool, but basically only the last dungeon happened. Maybe the dungeon before that, maybe at best. Here instead you get even in the first Diablo dungeon. I got the wrong Kevin's in the first dungeon. Really. Nice, definitely a nice change. Especially now since every advanced class needs passive. Oh shit, that is people. Here to do a lot of damage, definitely fast here. Alright, what's the point? You probably die if they just do it fast. Yeah, I'm gonna blast it. Good. That was new. That's the first time I boss had 3 of them. So you see the field bosses with that, the blue thing, like they have to do the DPS race, right? Never seen 3 of them. That's a new touch to me. Please get out. Blind is kind of interesting. You're not really blind. You don't miss. You don't see it much. So you're not blinded like in another game. You put worse accuracy. You have you see the actual boss. Oh holy shit! That heat beam is so strong, and the NPC is not really doing it. Yeah, the NPC can't even handle it. Right here. So Rice is still stuck in her first advanced class. I have the item for the Star Lancer, but I really wanted to see the other one first before I take it over now. I'll see again. Hopefully the new CD was the right piece of rice there. Hopefully we get Oh, come on, game. That'll do that only. Hopefully not. There we go. And weaken again. Let's go. Yeah. Yes, not too long. More like that. Kevin 2. Obviously I lack the Square Enix here because I don't play Anime, I don't play Hawkeye, I'm not playing Dark Ron. We don't have like water sabers, we don't have like the ice kind of nice. But then we have high DPS. Physical bruiser team. Everyone does a lot of damage. Man! The other boss was so hard before this. That was a really hard boss though. So before in the last live stream, we did the flaming stuff, right? So we were doing the flying one. That was really hard. This was okay. But that boss was really hard. We're doing the flying stuff, right? And all the character I have, obviously I have the 3 melee characters, right? Every character here is of course melee. I think we don't have like a ranged weapon. But like in the man you can have a bow or something if you want. But these characters here can't use magic, right? They don't have any offensive magic. So I was like, oh, we can't hit the boss at all. He's flying away from us. And Kevin is like, I guess we just wait here. He even comments the NPC, the AI. He says like, I guess we have to stand here and just wait. But that boss does that, yeah. So 4 dead, 4 to go. We're halfway there. Halfway there. That was fire one. I'm doing ice one now. Should we buy items? We're out of chocolates. Let's go and shop before that. We're out of yeah, healing life is in there. My flaming. We probably shop this next to the volcano. So we're doing ice, and then we have wood left, dryad. We have moon left. I'm doing moon last because we have Kevin, so I mean moon is easy for him because it's always wearable form, right? So I always do moon last, and I'm playing Kevin because obviously he's like super powerful at the moon play, so you can always say the last, and he's gonna be awesome. No matter what you spec for the characters, you are gonna have a really easy time with constant wave of Kevin. It's always gonna be easy, so that's the last thing. Or you have to dark last one. Oh, that is the wrong place. I landed at the wrong city. That's the it's Hawkeye's, of course, home city there. Oh no, noobish. So I landed yeah. I was gonna land at the Oasis. Or an older city there. Yeah, that's the Hawkeye's Linja Fortress beginning. But yeah, but after this, then we have Dryad. 6 I think. Down Earth, down Life thing. What elements do we do afterwards? Ice and moon. No, that's the order, yeah. Ice, yeah, and then dry, yeah, that's yeah. So let's do ice, dry, and moon. You have to do dark last, of course. Dark is always last. Oh yeah, see that. Sorry. That's for a while now. Yeah, got any issues. So hopefully now the sea will give me a new character. What I've seen so far, the sea seems to give you a new question. It doesn't give you the same, it doesn't duplicate. Please? All the rice? Okay, that was useless. Damn it. Okay, that was useless, unfortunately. What's that then? Can we use it now? So I heard the head, right? Yeah. Lightsaber one. Okay. Actually, maybe I should respec. I won't bother with that. You can obviously. Maybe you could like, you know, reload and. I feel like doing that. Yeah, but like trying to randomize the correct item, like reloading and so on. But I think that that's better to actually like hard reset it, because the typical storage data files usually are flushed when you restart the read, right? So I would guess that you have to restart the PC or your PC or whatever to get it fixed. If it even works like that. I have these things. Well, yes, we can use them, but that's true. I haven't even used these things. That's true. I thought about that. I haven't even used these ones. However, just have a last in the game to decide who's gonna have what there. Yeah. Fly. We're gonna do ice, fire to ice. Then after this we're gonna do dryad. And dryad isn't like fire weak in the game, right? You might think that if you have played the game before, but usually it isn't. Because wood in this game isn't fire weak. It's like ice and fire, right? The typical element. Ice and fire, lightning and earth. So the best lightning is wind. So those four are the typical four elements. And dryad, the mana thing. The wooden mana thing isn't counted as like weak against. It's not for Pokemon. It's not the Pokemon system, right? So it's not really how it works. You don't actually get strong against. Yeah, you don't actually counter like drive with fire. It's more like the moon, if anything, in the mana franchise. But basically in this game, I mean, I assume so. I don't know exactly. I guess I don't know the fact here. So I tried it, but I think that the dryad boss, the wood boss, the pumpkin, is probably has no weakness here. Because it has no weakness, it's either moon or lightning, or hold limit. Maybe fire, probably not. Probably doesn't do anything extra to it. It's just gonna of course be strong as fire, but it's gonna be like, you know, ignoring it. Then you have the new items. But I think that we're gonna spend the money on armor instead. So I didn't buy armor last time, and there's Cecile here. She has new items. She has gonna have She dropped some kills. Yeah, so I think that we're gonna buy her new armor set. It'll be a huge upgrade then. Yeah, super expensive, super. We didn't buy the last one actually, so it should be a massive step, right? Unless it's the same one though, because it would be costing them money. Oh. I mean, this is one weaker than what I have, so I should wait then. When you get to P, I guess that's I can't afford all three. Yeah, I can't even afford them. This game, you don't have much money. Yeah, you don't have much money. So let's just buy for Rice and Kevin. There are more damage than Endurance. We've already discussed last time, whatever. Yeah, Kevin likes it. Because I said last time, yeah, it's cold here, it's awesome. He doesn't like the hot, but he likes when it's cold. A furry guy, right? He's a furry, so. Pity has Poseidon, it's really nice to him. Yeah. But I think Ice on course is fire weak. If you play Dark Neuron, it would be easier to watch it, definitely. And I was thinking that maybe we're gonna respect the game. No, I love respect, right? So I was thinking, oh, maybe we can respect the Dark Neuron just for this boss defeat, you see. But so far I haven't found items actually in between. I don't know how we get items. I haven't seen items in this game so far. Maybe it's beating it with respect. cool you are sliding now on the ice. Yeah, sliding. Obviously the sword guys are kind of actually wrong. Yeah, they have that, this is really badass, yeah, that one, massive slice there. The horse is actually, this thing is actually like, shot. Mama Poto, yeah, because it has summoning skills. So that's actually is the shard of the game, of the enemies. Basically every character has an enemy, counter enemy, right? So the ninjas are of course Hawkeye, the opposite straight of him. The werewolves are also Kevin's wife. Swordsman, and then the bee ladies are Rice. Okay, maybe if we jump down here, or why would I go down here? I don't know. Or we can avoid it because it's sleeping. It's cute. Yeah, the snoring sound. That's nice. Here we go. Nice. Might be a question mark. Yes. That's what I'm looking for. So yes, I mean, dungeons are so much so interesting. They have interesting items, secret pathways. Yeah, the dungeons are so much more fun in the game. They weren't like bad in the original SNES game, but they weren't anything special either. It was like, Super Nintendo, yeah, role-playing dungeons. They weren't like amazing. They were just like, they existed, I guess. Yeah, they existed, but they weren't anything remarkable. This jumping is a bit too long. That's probably, I keep saying it, but I think that's the easiest way to play this game to a person who has actually played the original game. Of course, we do an actual review where I try to talk about the general aspects of the game and what's a good game and so on. But if I just look at this game and say, okay, from like for a person that plays a lot, I know a lot of friends play the game more. I would say this game is better. It's better at everything. More than that. It's not, also nothing that is worse in the original game. Can you think of anything in the original that was worse? And the original game is like a masterpiece. Everyone knows it, right? So I mean, obviously, for a review for an experienced person, this is a franchise. You should like, this game is better at everything. It's better at everything. Wow. Dungeon. This is really good. I think this is feel. But I got it worked. Yeah, it's nice. I want to put down there. Oh, maybe it's item down there actually. On the path, I guess I will jump down later on. Okay. Save here though. But yeah, it's like the simplest review for an experienced Seiken Densetsu playwright. Oh, this is better. Dungeons are better. This is better. Yeah, dungeons are really better. This is a lot better, I feel. This is like really interesting and a lot better. Again, it's not really like a platform game, it doesn't have the best platform buttons, but man, this feels so much more interesting, and the little chests and so on. Yeah, this is like a really nice little area here. The photos here, this is really nice. Now it's really good. You see that? Oh yeah, things failed them, but you can see there, you have the chest down there. That being said, that's a bit awesome, no, but that being said, the dungeons aren't perfect either. It's not the best dungeons I've ever seen in my life, but they're really nice. I mean, yeah, that's true. This is one of the best levels I've ever seen. I wonder actually what is the best levels I've ever seen for a JRPG game. Not just dungeon science. Oh, for like a single player, not like, you know, the much bigger multiplayer games, multiplayer games. Some really nice there. There's some really old shit. Good question. What is the best I ever played? Just like generally, question is we talk about just the best dungeon ever, like, you know, for like a singularity, like the one best item or best dungeon, or should we discuss like the generally best ones, like, you know, in a collection of a game where you have, say, 10 dungeons? One game that comes to mind in my head is Wild Arms. Okay, so Wild Arms has really interesting dungeons. So they're pretty, you know, classic SNES. The game was one, right? It's the PlayStation. It was the first games ever to PlayStation, so it's like a super, you know, old school. Still follows the 2D from above, you know. But it looks like a beautiful SNES game, it's a beautiful game nowadays. So Wild Arms, first of all, like arguably the best music ever in a role-playing game, like the best music ever. The opening is cool too, but the music is insanely good. But anyway, the dungeons are in that game, they're very like perfectly fitting the SNES kind of dungeon design. For places to ride. And they always have some kind of like Zelda moments too. You have to use different character items. For example, you have the harpun and the rat you can use. You have the tear things from the user and the clock things you can use time. So all the dungeons have this like used a lot of like puzzle moments, like Zelda, like, you know, classic, you know, Link to the Past, whatever. I missed something up there. Well, I got that one now. How did we up to that? No, I'm taking it lazy here, so... Oh, I'm back with it. Okay, so I have to get up there somehow. That's what I'm thinking about. We're going back here. We have to go back a long bit back, right? A little cactus up there. I keep thinking about... I keep thinking about... Final Space, yeah, little... what's his name now again in Final Space? Little... The cat guy, I can't remember his name. But anyway, so Wild Arms has typical, like, good design, you know, top quality, that level of, like, old school JRPG questing, mixing that with the Zelda. Yeah, with the Zelda is platforming, and every character, there's 3 characters, right? There's Rudy, Cecilia, and Jack, and every character has 4 items each. I think, yeah, 4 items. 4. So you totally have 12 different like tools you can use. Kind of like a you can jump over walls, you see you can like opening this time, and you have to really utilize some characters to open up the password. It's pretty interesting, that kind of school. But one thing that it does more, actually what I was thinking about Wild Arms in this discussion, is that Wild Arms also offers what's called really good secret bosses. And in every damn last part of the dungeon in Wild Arms, you always have like a hidden boss and so on. You have to use different items to find them and so on. But anyway, so then we can escape battles faster. I mean, it's pretty good. The time is actually pretty long, so it's gonna feel pretty good. Let's test it. Run. Oh yeah, that feels a lot faster now. So that actually is nice then. I hope that thing carries over for you next. I think it does. I might be wrong, but I think that for like a new game plus thing, I think the game carries over your little characters, right? So it's gonna be nice in second playthrough you can run over some parts. But what else was in mind? Because it has good Zelda puzzle moments, plus secret bosses, and there's always so many items to find and paths and so on. Interesting. So here we go. Ice boss, like Figmund? Something on F. Yeah, this Kraken guy. So he's Figmund? You're right. Yeah, Figmund. I was like, yeah, am I right here? Figmund. I think it's reference to Siegfried in the whole jumping failure or dragon failure. See, my damage is crazy, so I'm playing with like, you know, DPS build, right? We don't have any utility, but we do high damage. We have like one thing going for us, we do really high damage. And do extra damage in his back, so Oh man, look at the Kevin damage. Man, this is crazy. This thing I think is so much better in the game, like, it's so much interesting. Oh! Okay, so the story thing fast. Oh, come on, game. Run more nice to the grab. Oh, there we go. God damn it. Oh, I'm so bad. I want to use it again. Why am I so bad? Like, why did I press the wrong button for? It's L1 and not L2. Whatever. Doesn't matter too much, so you need more fixing. Fine. Immediately push damage immune before you do that. Kevin's damage is so crazy. You do extra damage if you hit it in the back, right? When there's the on his tank and everything. Throw some new buffs. Strong. Rise ability. Yeah, she's still the wrong spot. Still the first upgrade. Well, ultimate. Kevin. Portable won't kill it, but sometimes it's low life. Incredibly strong, isn't it? Kill it, I think. I'm back now. Oh shit, it's not more. Okay, so one more per time in there? This is 4 last time, so... Without being scattered, it added, I guess, another pillar each time. But yeah, like this build is... You don't even have the right element, but man, Kevin does so insanely amount of damage. But that's always been a game in Seiken, right? You figure out the right, like the character paths, and you do insanely much damage, yeah. But if you have the wrong character combo, and there really is some combos that are bad in the game, probably still in this game too, that are really bad, right? I think the worst combo you can have in the game, from like a 2 combo perspective, is this. But about another, they are freezing there. So nice touch to it, yeah, they're like shimmering. I didn't see the first, but now, yeah, they are like standing there. But one thing then in the first game, the original game, I haven't done this game, right? But I assume it's the worst combo in the game. That is Hawkeye and Rice. The easiest Rice are bad at both dark in the original game. They're exactly the same ability, so it's so bad. That's what Seiken whatsoever. They're really good actually if you have a good Rice and dark Hawkeye, because then you have she can buff you, like mine right here, she's light Rice, she can buff you up. He can debuff the enemy with his using his Naruto stuff, right? He debuffs them. But if you have both of them dark, they do the same thing. Like he does a debuff. He does a debuff. I want to try one thing though. Yeah. He does the debuff, she does the debuff, and I think in the original game his debuff is equally good as her. but he has also damage. He's like, I throw a water ball at you, you know, suit on, and it's like 300 damage, and you also get I don't know, slow or something. And she's like, I do slow on you. So not only is she exactly like him, is worse, they don't stack either, right? So they have the exact same fundamental ability to deal up the enemy. If you play bosses and dark, it is so bad. It just doesn't do anything for her, especially the right side doesn't do anything. Maybe we should save here? I don't know, I'm thinking like, I don't want to like sit here and reload to get the right seed, but I feel like I could save beforehand and then reload if it fails. Now we're not gonna like spam reload, but if I get the wrong thing, we will not do it with reload and keep playing the game and hopefully get another one when it changes. So let's see what we get. Come on! Woo! Could be the right here, I think so. Unless you know the character, Drisvangan. At least I have a shield item before, but that could be the right one for rice then. Light rice. Ooh, item? Like an actual item? Seiru-attire. Take an arm or someone? Or an actual item and a seed, whoa! That's the first time I ever got an actual item in the seeds. Nice. Actually it's a lot better, 30 more, wow. What if I missed it on the camera? I don't think so. That's the first time I ever see a seed actually do an item that actually is like useful. not some random like fire item or something you can toil enemy once, but so yeah, nice. Of course you can use that in eventually to carry in maximum strength. Yeah, maximum power, right? And then we have I kind of want to go down here for that moon energy. Super far down, 21 points, so maybe not with so much points, but that's a very good ability, critical increase. I probably will take it later. I don't think this is better to have, stamina, whatever. Actually, honestly, it might be worth to respec the Forteller, remove these points here, 15 points there, and put it in here instead, because the thing is that these aren't as good either, the victory boost, so that's useless. Especially this 10 spirit and then get a critical one, but this is a very good ability, critical ability. It was very bad in the first game, it wasn't very good in the first game, but it gives it probably. But I probably want to get this thing here instead. The critical damage, when I crit I do more damage, right? Text here I think is wrong, localization is wrong I think, but this one is very strong, right? So you do, the heavy one is very good. So basically, if you crit, you use your armor. Oh, 6% very high chance. Very good. Okay, the Ron, I'm down here, is a very powerful thing. You get damage in a lot of meter. That's very powerful for the Ron. Oh yeah, you have the one last one. I could do this, but to scroll. I wonder though if it's worth going to that 10 spirit. I mean, it's okay. This is very good though. This is very good. There's no bountiful, if that was that. Because there's a lot of extra CS damage. I wonder for the round though, is it worth getting that last spirit, or should we be a little more tanky? I think this is probably better. That's very good probably too. So let's use max. I think it's better, yeah. Let's max attack first. Then I can go back to get that. And also maybe miracle better too. That item is probably the right item, right? For her. Yes! Okay, awesome. So we're gonna have the last class now. That is sweet. Seiken there. I've seen it before the game, but yeah. So that's very, very awesome. We're gonna go now. Before we do the total bosses, we're gonna get the Rice team. But this is gonna be big too, because Rice has been saving up them. I have not used her points yet for the last 6-7 levels, right? So we have like 7 points in her, maybe even more points. Yeah, 7 points before that. So we have like 10 points in her. So she's gonna be a lot better this January, right? Like getting 10 more straight and so on. So I really wanna see this thing here. I felt pretty confident in the other 2 picks. I say that when I spent like 30 minutes talking about should I go dark or light, Kevin? But generally, I feel pretty confident that dark. I think of this right. What do I want to have? Light or dark? Like light Duran or light dark Duran? Light dark Duran, better healer, worse passives I think. better healer. Light, worse healer, better passives, and the lightsaber. Lightsaber, best saber. So I'm thinking that I want lightsaber for Kevin and him in Rise 1. So I went for the lightsaber. I go over. I think lightsaber is better than 5 sabers. Yeah. Not only with ice balls, but generally. So I want lightsaber. Okay, we have lightsaber, and then it's like, should we play Kevin to get Moon Saber? And I think Moon Saber is pretty bad again to begin with. I want to say that Moon Saber, not that good, right? In Moon Saber, you get like, oh, I can lifesteal, but I don't do much more. I don't do that much more damage. This lack of the damage boost, and nothing is really Moon weak. Maybe Dry is Moon weak, but nothing really. So it's like, it's really bad. Critical hit instead. Boost the critical hit, right? A lot better. So I think, yeah, because either you get like 21 points for Moon Saber, which is like better than nothing if you have no saber. But if you have lightsaber, it's like, well, that is useless, right? So really bad. So go away from the Duran being light, which is better than the light dark. That was easy. But Rise, let's say it again here. Rise in the middle game. I'll say it again. I know I said it last time too, but say it again. Rise, unfortunately, and I stand by saying it's a middle game, is probably the worst designed character when it comes to stats and so on in the middle game. She's a pretty good character, pretty good strength, pretty good damage and so on. But I mean, those stats, right? But her ability stats-wise, it's just like the general ability is so bad, right? Again, Hawkeye's Dark Path does exactly what her Dark Path does, but it also does damage and has more abilities than her. She has like 8 abilities. She's way better than her, I guess, in Dark. Her Light Path is very good though, because you can buff up her. But the Dark Paths with her are just bad. So either you get like Dark Path with useless debuffs, or not useless, but I mean, Hawkeye's better. Stats debuffs, and then it's like AoE on that, which is bad against bosses, or the other one has like a bad ability. So then you go to the Light Path, and the Light Path is like either you, the Light Path is very, very strong, so anyway, the Light Path is very, very strong. That's also a problem, yes, that the Light Path is so much better than the Dark Path, that every time you played Rise in the original game, you would always go Light Path, because like, it's just so much better, like why would I ever go Dark Path, yeah. And then the Light Path, you have, as I do now then with her, we have Star Lancer or one of these, right? And Star Lancer is the one you get AoE buff, okay, so AoE buff, super good on Rise, super good. But what does the Vanadis do? So I'm excited, and I hope they're gonna have a new idea for Vanadis. So again, Vanadis was useless in the first game. Star Lancer was so much better. Okay, so we're gonna have her too. Right? But Star Lancer, you can buff everyone immediately, right? You can buff your whole team, like strength up, defense up. It's really, really good. Vanadis is like a better summoning. So I am hopeful that they're gonna give us a better Vanadis team now. And then she has Freya then, because Vanadis is another name for Freya, right, in Norse mythology. And Star Lancer is like a girl with like cute lance strings. I will say that the hat is so ugly though. You can't wipe with this character. Her hat is horrible. The hat is, I think it's suited of this one is so much prettier. Jesus Christ, the hat is just so ugly. That's the one thing I immediately don't like though. So I think that Vanadis again was absolutely worst in the first game, absolutely worst. And then you have this ability here, is like recover 7% of your after. I mean, for everyone I guess, but it's like after the battle. All those abilities that are only after the battle is over, they're all horrible because you have to consider what do I do against a boss fight. For example, this ability, so you're like, you get more CS after a battle. I mean, they're not useless completely, but for a boss battle they are, you know. So you maybe you want to respawn for the boss battle, you can have it while you're going around, but it's like whatever. So that unfortunately it looks really bad. It doesn't look bad, yeah, it doesn't look bad at all, right? It doesn't look bad at all. So her hat is ugly. He looks better now when you see those things here at the laureates. Gold and silver. I mean, she's cute. It's still Rise though. Still white it was. Yeah, likely. She might have a better ultimate though. The ultimates, I mean, I haven't tested it out in detail, but the ultimates are not equally good, of course. Which is a thing, right? You have to consider what ultimate you want. Some have better range and so on, better damage. So that ultimate maybe is better. Man, looking at new. I got a new keyboard today. Yeah, new sort of mechanic keyboard, right? It's all shiny. It's all glittery and shiny. You can turn it off then, but I had I think you have a good mode for it now. It's just slightly shiny. The initial program was like super shiny, like rainbow in it. That was a little bit crazy. That. Okay, so she has like a green ribbon, stockings. Okay, that's kind of cool though. See, stockings kind of. Man, Rice is such a waifu character, yeah. Her hairstyle was like floppy, you know, yeah. That's cool. And long thrust there. Spear thrust. Okay, now the hat looks a lot better actually. Because on the hat, you see, has Valkyrie as the feathers. Yeah, we didn't see it in the preview. Now the hat actually looks a lot better. We actually play with her. Yeah, now it's fine. But the preview was kind of like the hat. You didn't see the wings. Now you see the wings. The hat looks a lot better. A lot better actually. Anyway, the important thing here. What is better now than as one of these? Because Star Lancer will give you AoE buffs, right? Super efficient, yeah. You buff everyone's strength. Especially with this team, everyone is a strength-based character, Duran, Kevin, and Rice. So the strength buff on everyone, really good. And then you have like the defense up on everyone, so it makes everything easy, right? So, what are they giving her otherwise? Okay, that's pretty good. Actually, it's pretty good. Actually, it is probably very strong. Everyone does 7% of that. This one here I would have is also good then. So it stacks, right? So everyone's gonna have like 10% more damage. Actually, it's very good then for. So I like how they're giving Rice kind of like a passive buff on everyone. So she's still the buffing character, right? Still the supportive Amazon princess, and she's buffing now everyone then, not only with her buffs, but also with her passive abilities. I think it fits perfectly. I like that design. So generally, that's a cool ability. The problem with this thing though, and it looks really good. 50% life, usually have high life and so on. But Kevin, the problem with that is that Kevin though is the opposite, right? Kevin is like saying this crazy damage. I don't see it here, but it's on the video here. Kevin, usually Kevin is dark. The Kevin I'm playing, he is like good with low life. Yeah, he has Royal Anger and Mutiny. So he gets 25% extra damage when we're about to die, right? We were about to die, we smack them, right? So for Kevin instead, that's never gonna work out for him. His best strategy is having really low life, yeah. So they're completely mismatched, unfortunately. So that's one thing I guess though for Kevin and Rice here. This skill of course, this is more for Kevin, but this one here is good for like Duran, right? Because he's gonna be full life usually. It's good for Hawkeye and so on, yeah. And I get light Kevin. So that's a little unfortunate though, because Kevin really is not benefiting of actually being in full life. So yeah. So it might be all that way. Randomized text effects. So we get another interesting random buff. Yeah, the name seems pretty fitting. So you get like another buff, so you throw strength or so on, and you also get defense up or something. I don't like to use the word move. I think move is referring to like ability, like a spell. Oh, okay. Okay, so if you give someone strength, she gets strength. The thing is that that's like a worse version than the other one, because the other one is like I can give everyone strength immediately, right? This is like I can throw strength at Kevin, I get strength. Then I strength at Duran, I get strength again. So it's not that potent, because it's like it's useful the first time you buff someone. Second time you buff someone, it's gonna be redundant. You already have the buff yourself, right? However, though, this is a good point to make here. You can actually move this ability away, though. So it's in a way it gives someone else the half AOE, right? So, for example, to give it to Duran, he can now then throw his Holy Saber, right? And he gets it himself. So that's pretty good. But only once. It's on a status, so you don't actually get it more than once. Because again, then the Holy Saber yourself, Holy Saber Kevin, also yourself, the Holy Saber Rise, and then it's redundant. So it's good once. It reduces one spell, basically. Question is this an other character? Maybe Charlotte. I think this feels like a better thing for maybe someone else, like maybe someone that we don't have in the team. Maybe Hawkeye, good Hawkeye. very hard to, from this aspect. I feel like it's not really doing anything for me, right? Much, and for herself it's a worse version than Starlancer. But interesting. It definitely has like a weird. It might have some really weird combos that might be great, but I don't know. So you can see that it goes from 5 to 10, right? This one's not really strong, nothing really. And here we have. Oh, sorry. Just wanna see what it does. Probably won't be them. This is like a lot of points anyway, right? This one is much better for Kevin, yeah, so you take less damage when you're at low life. So you don't like this. There's a much better passive buff than before. And I mean generally pretty good for everyone to have drawings for as well, right? So, but I mean this thing here is useless, right? This one that works. You heal a little bit after the fight is over. Like this is really bad skill. It's a really bad skill. I think those skills, to make them useful, they should do a lot more. They probably should give you like 50%. I mean seriously, they should probably give you like an enormous high value than they probably would maybe be. I think anyone ever is gonna use these skills. You use them they're so bad. Like you're really useless. Yes, especially only 7%. It's so little. It's like 10 health. Yeah, it's so little. So you're gonna have to do it anyway. So yeah. That is a bad designability. You should heal a lot more, like 50%, something like that. And if you heal less than that, it's gonna be useless. Probably the worst of it in the game almost. Yeah, already at meter or something. Already mana back and health. So it is really bad. And then this is good though. Okay, so here we go. So just Freya instead. What does Freya do? Yeah, and every summoning just a debuff on them. Sorry. Touched too much. So for Rise, she gets one summoning right per path, and they always have to kind of debuff. So one is like silence, it is sight summoning. That's probably worse actually. Silence, I think the other one has, and that's probably better for bosses. So you can't shrink a boss, but usually you use them against them. Generally though, Rise summoning is so bad now because you have to go into int with her, and there's never any point I feel to go into int with her except for summoning. So up to summoning, everything is like bad, so why would I care about it, I feel. The one is good though. The first skill is really good actually. The first skill is really good. It's 50% more of your buffs. Yeah, that's good. But the other ones are like, I mean, oh yeah, a little more. Yeah, decent passive. This one is it's so little, 1%. I think you're a little too hard on the healing stuff in the game. Yeah, the 1% doesn't feel much better. It's really useless. And that's like 27 points too. Of course, like 10% would be amazing. Then you would get put up immediately. Maybe 1% is pretty good. It's like 9-10 health per second, but I don't know. It sounds too little. It sounds too little. Okay, so the last thing then. This is of course the interesting. This is the biggest thing. I can't wait for the last thing to analyze this thing. The last thing. Here we go. So if I play the other rights, the original classic, you know, light, dark, or lies, she gets these 3 improved rights. You improve these 3 abilities, which is very, very good, because this gives them the AoE, makes them so much more potent, right, for the team, and it is better. So, what's this name? Oracle. Give it to everyone. All stats increases. So I guess you get all the buffs. If you use it, you can actually go and get it here. This thing is a passive skill. So you can actually give it to like oh whatever, just down. Give it to Kevin. Interesting. And then she also has the last skill was okay, if we play Kevin now then. Don't kill them, you're not put back on time, don't kill them. You have you class strike, right? It's better. Well, you didn't give me the buffs. Well, I guess I get more stats from that. You didn't give me the actual buffs. So I guess it's better than the buffs then, because it's like a hidden buff you can't see in the game, and it's well less a buff. I mean, like a hidden buff, I mean, not like all the buffs that have an icon for it. You just have more stats. So yeah, that's probably really good then. But then she doesn't get anything as interesting. The Oracle sounds good. Oracle sounds good. I quit like crazy there, so I guess he got really strong from that. Maybe that is the best ability in the game to have. It's hard to say. It's hard to say, really. It's really hard to say. I mean, I have to test a little more. I don't know if people like me doing this thing. I think it's interesting. From a personal standpoint, I think this is one of the best part of gaming, right? Test out the different balance and what. I don't know. I'm a number guy. I'm sorry. Some people hopefully love this, and some people hate it probably. But I love this stuff. So you get the happy. My streams were happening. So I was testing the King Rabbit. I'm just going around here. About 100. I can compare it, right? After rocket, before and after, to kind of see if you don't fly. Pretty high. Unfortunately, it's pretty big, you know, range distribution there in the damage, so you don't see likes. It's not like I'm doing, you know, 10, 10, 10, like 10, 20, 10, 15, 20, yeah, so. But that didn't seem amazingly. You kind of expect it to be, you know, really much higher, right? Expect it to be a lot higher, I guess. It's really useful. It takes a skill on Kevin as well, or whoever uses it, but probably Kevin. It just seems not as good. This thing here is very interesting. This is very interesting, I think. Very interesting. I get it. No. That one is very, very interesting. So you get another stat, you get a stat. Freya seems weaker though than the other one, because I think the other one is bossed. So let's load. I'm probably gonna go Star Lancer. Yeah, the classic. Unfortunately, I was hoping. I was absolutely, genuinely hoping, right? I was that Benevodons was gonna be buffed enough to be playable versus Star Lancer, which is the classic Imba Rise, right? But I don't see it. I don't see it. I mean, is it better? Yeah, it's a lot better. In the previous game, he got some really crappy ability, and then included AoE buff, so it's just bad. Here at least they had Oracle, they had that like everyone does more damage on full life, which is good. So in this game it definitely was more useful. Don't get me wrong, I think that was a lot better than the original one. It was better. It looked more close to light dark, light. So it looked better. But is it enough though? Is it enough? I checked it out yesterday. We did check out Star Lancer just briefly. I'm gonna do it again here then to compare them. I think it looks prettier. Waifu, top waifu material. That's a benefit. I did actually like Valus a lot more when we actually saw it. The image, I think, again was not really beneficial. The helmet looked weird in the image. It looked a lot better when I actually played her. So, but yeah, Star Lancer looks beautiful. As a Pansu, as that, I think I prefer that purple color scheme. And you know, when you play the game, you can't only look at stats. You can only min-max, guys. You gotta look at the waifu material. You gotta look at that man of culture stamp, right? That I want to give the game, right? Yeah, man of culture stamp. But and this one gets, of course, an AoE bus. That's what it is known for. Of course, that's obvious stats, right? And also has a better passive though. That you like your buff doesn't go away. Passive. So that's a lot better. So that's a lot better. And that I have said, the other one has a really bad passive. I think again, everything that's like after every passive that's like you defeat the enemy, you get bonus health or something, are really bad. Yeah, they are really bad. so those are always underpowered. They clearly are. Her is everyone gets 7% max life back. So weak, so little. There's so little life back. It's not nothing. It's just nothing. So definitely not useful. This one here, she has which is that one, which is also really good. Right? So she gets a 7%, which is very good for Kevin and Duran and herself, especially with all the two physical guys. So it's a really good combo, right? Kevin, Duran, Rice, the physical damage trio. That skill is great. The other skill was, hopefully I was wrong now, but it was 10% right. So slightly better, but it didn't work when you have low life, which is Kevin's dark best part. So yeah, this one here is clearly better for Kevin. So it's a better combo. Already this one is better combo. The other one here I felt was very interesting. It was very interesting. Like that was probably the best part of the new light, I feel. Those two luck abilities. Yeah, that you could give someone else buff AoE thing. That was very interesting. And the random buff was interesting. Yeah, this is like weird, I don't know. 30% chance of stat increasing from move increasing by 15. Just the map there sounds hard, it's hard to read. 30% chance of stat increase from move increasing by 15. I think that it means is that you have abilities, they don't always, but it says increase though. The English in this game is so bad. Jesus Christ, I hate this text in this game, but I think what it means is stuff like broken lines. I think it also means in both directions, also debuffs. I hope so at least, good luck. So here's like 60% chance, right, to debuff the enemy. And I think what they mean in the game, honestly, I'm not sure, but I think what they mean is that when you have good luck then, you have like more, right? Doesn't make any sense though. 30% chance of stat increase from move increasing by 15%. Like it doesn't make any sense. Look at it. What I know. 30% chance of stat increase from move increasing by 15%. Like what is the what stat? 30% stat increase from move. What is it like? You get better buffs? 13% chance of stat increase. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. I can't be the only one. It's like 30. What is this thing? 30% chance. I don't understand it. I feel like I'm an idiot reading this thing, but the text doesn't make any sense. 30% chance of stat increase from move increasing by 15%. What does it actually mean? If we read it literally, it means that moves that has 15% chance should have 30% more chance to happen. It's really weirdly phrased. Right? Because it's like a comma there. Yeah, because the lack of comma there means it's like this is the only work. But that makes no sense whatsoever, so it can't be what they mean. That makes no sense. I think what they mean, and it's a really weird text. I think it's like a double RNG text here. This is very hard to understand. I think so. But I think what they mean is that you have a 30% chance to a 50% chance, right? That's the only thing that has to be it. It's a oh my god, it's hard to read. Really bad English in this game. Really bad English. I say with my broken English accent. People complain a lot, but I have a hard time. When I work, my accent usually is better, but when I stream, you just get the accent going out. It's when I'm home, I'm more accenty. But anyway, so let me explain it again. It has to be how it works, I think. So this move has 60% chance of happening, right? But if you have the auto passive, you have a 30% chance that this will get 15% boost, right? So it has 60% chance normally, and every third time you have a critical hit, then you actually have a 75% chance, right? So it increases the base stat to 60 to 75, but only every third time. Jesus Christ, has a bad passive. It actually sounds really bad. It sounds like very convoluted, if anything, but that has to be how they mean, right? Like it actually increases by only 15%, which is not that much, depending on, well, it's a static percent though, so some abilities have very low chance, like This one is 30% to decrease like deer's magical defense, right? And that would be 45% chance to have that ability. So that's pretty good. The lower brackets are pretty good, but still only every third time, meaning every third crit you have a 45% chance instead of a 30% chance. Man, it seems so RNG and RNG. Anyway, so I think that the light had a better ability, much better ability. That one, this was very interesting. So it's like debuffs will bounce back to the enemy, and reflecting means bouncing back. Right, actually sounds very good, I think, because not only are you protecting your allies from debuffs, you're also actually throwing it at the bosses already. So that is a pretty good. Only 20% chance, and of course, if you have that with good luck, then every third time it happens, you actually have a 35% chance. Then it only has 20. Yeah, so that ability is pretty good because John has 20% chance of happening. So there'll be 35 then. But still, it means every third time you get debuffs. I would say one thing with Reflect though, you don't get debuffed that often, I think. Some bosses do it a lot, but other bosses do it never, so... But this might be still a good ability, because it's like boss dependent. Like you don't use it for every enemy, but when you have a boss that has a debuff, you put it on, right? So I feel that's a good ability. This one's very good. This is the same thing, I think. Just flat more. Then you have I think Seraph is better than Freya. Just silent. This just sounds way better. Unfortunately, Freya sounds weaker than Seraph, and I think that Light Dark already has a better general abilities, right, for the e-buffs, right? And silence actually can hit enemies, where shrinking them is usually never a thing. I do want to have this skill here below, which is actually pretty good, actually. 50% more damage I'm having, yeah. But let's just 8% in every stat. This is interesting here though, because it's a skill then that's clearly useless here, but very good for Angela and short for Angela. If you play with Angela, this is a better than Angela. And Hawkins. And of course here then you have the better ability, which is really good. I don't really have that thing, everyone more tested. Man, this thing really is throwing for a loop. This thing is confusing. I probably have 10 minutes staring at this thing, so confusing. Text is... I have to say it again, that's probably, if I have to say, my biggest nitpick with the game is seriously the localization, which makes it almost be kind of funny too, because you play this game so many times as a kid, or I guess more a teenager, you know, growing up, and it was fan made, right, translations, and there was so much. This is bad. Well, what were we thinking? So many weird moments. I think especially one thing. It might be, I guess, from the Japanese, but I think one thing is really weird is the naming generally of the abilities. Some names is really weird. Like, I got a good example here, but yeah, this thing like self-heal. They never are like self-heal. That's not self-heal. That's not healing list. It's like decreasing debuff effect on you. Should it be like, I don't know, resistance or like, you know, yeah, fortitude would be a better name for that. Actually, it just makes it fortitude here with an aggressive thing. So, and this thing is called, yeah, this thing here is called quick heal, right? Or is usually. Quick heal would be a healing ability, right? But that is like, it reduces debuff time on you, 30%. And also actually buffs too, I think, because I think it's like a flat thing. That doesn't make any sense for the name quick heal. Would it be something like, I don't know, reduction or, yeah, defense again? It doesn't make any sense. Like, this is a really weird name. Winning heal makes sense, depends on the sense, that's straight up what I'm doing. Good luck makes sense. Forsake sounds really weird for cancelling out damage. Sounds like, I don't know, evasion thing. Like, right? Evasion or avoidance. Forsake is like that you lose, it has too negative. This is the positive thing for you. So it has the weird connotation, right? It's like a positive thing. A positive name. The location is really bad, and I probably even wouldn't surprise if I know who would translate this game. And I'm thinking like, oh, like, yeah, what are we doing? That's probably the worst thing. Anyway, let's play the game then. I'm sorry for the very long story. This is how it is, guys. Welcome to my channel. We will overanalyze stuff, but I think it's very important to talk about, you know, her what class to be. And I think that the light life had more interesting like abilities, were much more interesting. Like you can give it to Ron, you can saber faster and so on. But it felt redundant because you used it once and that's pretty good. And the second time it's like, okay. So this we go with the classic AoE buffs, it's really good. And then we are this time only a fifth every time, but it's pretty good though. Debuffing the enemy is pretty good. It's like a very, when it happens, it's very, very potent. When it happens, it's very, very strong. But I think I want to have, yeah, I really want to have the straight again. She's a DPS character, and this thing is very good. Now also, I'll say one of the biggest issues I have with light light. And I'm not as light, to correct myself, not as light is bad, but that skill of buffing everyone at full life is probably better than this thing attack all. This is more straight use better, like it's just plainly 7%. The other one was higher, so I would say it's better, but I think what kicker is those different Kevin rounds. So for my team synergy it wasn't that good. But if I play with other characters I would probably use it more. If I play with another character I would very likely have stayed with the other one. So where they have those, you give me 10% damage on the Kevin, which is really good. What more did I get? I didn't actually get many more new skills, right? Yeah, I didn't get that many more abilities. The strength all. Yeah, I did the last one there. Just 7 system points, I think I rather have strength up. But yeah, that's probably good luck for it. Let's leave it on all skill then. Less good more items. Like Friday is so bad, yeah, you get a little bit meter when you finish the fight. That is useless. That's the wrong has already. Basically just reflect to support. They reflect us the same thing. Same percentage, but you don't reflect it back to them. That's like a worse version of reflect. Hopefully they stack, so you have 40% chance to depend on it. Thinking about it, it's the same thing. I have a hard time actually figuring out what I should do now. It's not that much more health. Should either. I really want the reflect skill, but it's not really there yet. Huh. I should make it a little more tanky for me. Unless I want to move the thing to her over here. So I don't have all abilities. So we can do something else here. I don't think so. I haven't really got down this tree yet. I haven't really gotten down to his skills that are really useful. I have to level up more first. So he has more, you know, like guardian. That's really useful. And also miracle here is really useful. So you survive. Well, yeah, I feel pretty happy with that team though. I like that they. I mean, obviously it's more balanced. Let's be fair here. It's more balanced, right? The light one of this right is better than the original game. We was just really bad. It has some interesting passives, but I don't think it's gonna be better than AoE buffing, especially the attack passive. Then stack correctly with Kevin. Attack passive only works in your full life, and Kevin is stronger at low life. Yeah, it's like it's a no-brainer. Anyway, let's go next beast. A lot stronger now. Got that 7% damage boost for everyone, and we get for Kevin. And we also have the buff, so we can go straight arrow immediately, and we will smooth sailing now. So we have this one left, and then we have the werewolf one. Okay, let's go. have no money, so let's ignore that. So I like that they kept this 2D thing, yeah. So this place also looked really cool and funky in the original game, and they kind of kept here by making the game turn into like a 2D thing instead. When you, so you can see, I was here previously in the last stream, and I just took that chest up here. This chest up here is a question mark chest, very good to get. So I took that one, and then I went back and classed up right. So yeah, so I just took the important item there and I left it. Oh, okay, nice. But yeah, I mean, the question box here is the best item in the game, and the most important to get. So there we go. Probably gonna go back to that 2D thing eventually. I can probably. So those queen bees, they are right then. They are, yeah, that is stability, yes. They're one of her classes. Oh, nice, all of that. Oh, I love that. Yeah, so that's our right ultimate there. That's rain there. Oh, move. Definitely kill me. Down, ground her, and smack her. Didn't practice. I wonder what the next thing is. I don't know what the next buff is. 20% discount. Yes. I mean, they actually have rather gold in the game, and I think those things are the game plus. I think the next game we play, you still retain those 20% discount. So. Item? I was like, it's an item or is like the little Elvis? Okay, so yeah, now we're back in the 2D thing. This is very true to the original. I love it. Yeah, it's very true to the original game. You have to have this weird 2D setting. It looked interesting in the original game. Definitely, I see that. I'll get it back there. I have to go backwards somehow. Does it go like this now? Yeah, there we go. Oh. Where did he come from? How did he get over there, man? Actually, maybe you could walk. Okay, so you can sneak up here then. Okay. This game is very true to the original game. Very, very true. So I can down here. Have you seen the Robin Hood characters or the Boob Archer guys? Because they're weird. I think they're called Hood. I think the first thing. I thought they called Boob. It might be a suspicion. I mean, I don't know if I can poison them, but whatever. We can pass now. Well, this seems to be the wrong path. The map path. I was like, not one charging. Oh. That thing's scary. Oh, away. Finish them. Yeah, take some chapters and finish them. Hold on, so. Can't survive that maximum. Kevin damage. No, there's an item here. And disappointing. Yeah. Maybe I missed something. Behind. So a little unsure if you can like go behind stuff in this dungeon. Oh, whatever. I guess that was just like a nothing there. High level enough to go on with. Actually, I haven't put down here. Okay, so you don't die with it. So here, I probably just stuck it to rock. Right, you should kind of move to the behind thing there. What? One button. Attack is that big enough. I mean, this is a nice extra game. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best platforming ever, but it's better than all. Yeah, it's more interesting. It's like makes the down in a little bit better. But yeah, we still haven't seen those Robin Hood characters. They're called something with Hood or Boob or. There you are. There you are. I was saying that. It's called Zombie Hoodlum. I wanted her new name for it. I think so. I think they call that in the fast translation. It's hard to say which one is correct or not. And say certain that. Whoa! Oh, she's good. Yeah, she's dead, but it's just probably put them out. There we go. There's a chest here. Yeah, this one looks way more impressive than chest. It's like there's water, nice lake around it, and it's 3 random items I don't really care about. Healing items or whatever. Actually, can you like move on that thing? Doesn't the map tell you that you can almost like move on this branch here? I mean, it looks suspicious to me. It just looked suspicious because how the map was looking at it. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I just felt, I just felt like this is suspicious. I was like, yeah, here you can also map on here and this thing. Come on. It just looked suspicious. I couldn't really see it, but I just felt from like a, it was like an instinct. I worked and played many games in my life. I'm like, it's something here, yeah. Whoa, what is it now? Something here. This, however, is strange. It also looked like a, yeah, like a little platform thing there, and something here. Disappointing. Huh. That was strange, so that was it. Okay. So I kind of like how the game gives you that star. I actually really like that because it means you know the wrong path, right? Which is what we were earlier. But, right? But that's good, because you always want to try to find the wrong path right, in the JRPG games to get all the items. In this case, then the game tells you, right, this is the right path. So you're like, okay, I get the left path then, so I get the wrong path, right? Okay, that is. Blaming the flimsy control. The controls aren't that good, like, let's be honest. I don't think they are. It's a little weird stuff in there. So I guess we can move down. Okay, so yeah, that's a little strange, right? That's a little strange in the game. So I tried to move down there. Obviously I did move down, but it was too fast, so I missed the actual ledge. I just kind of flew past it. Yeah, that's not that angle. Yeah. That's good. Always go high ground. No matter what game you play, always go high ground. Right? If you ever play like Sonic or so on, always go high ground. God damn it! God damn it, game! I don't know how I fell off there. I was like trying to talk to it and then touch it, and then I just fell off. Okay, let's do it again. Interesting enough, both doors they seem to go the right path, so this is the best way to jump. You jump and then you do the evasion roll in the sky, so you get a good distance with the jump. Yeah, exactly. I was trying to like not enter that thing, so I tried to move the ledge to it. That's the easiest thing. There we go. Okay, that's the boss screen. So every dungeon has a boss screen. The boss screen gives the path against this element. So we have the... What is it? I'm blind. That is this one. Yeah, wood damage. What's the other path over there? It's like a big guy in another place. Just meet up here. That's definitely the boss battle. Oh. That's straight to the boss there. What's this pattern? I think there's more items here. Yeah, I don't know if the items are. It's like a shortcut to the boss then. Oh, I'm a fight? Okay. Sure, fight away. Yes, fight. Down. There we go. This has a lot more items. You see the pumpkins are appearing now, or the bumpkin there. They have the bumpkin are appearing now, and that's like a hint to the boss, of course. Very close to that boss there. That's the story of it. The chest. That's probably everything, and then we have the boss battle. No really important items, but still though. Yeah, miss anything. And seeds can give you items like actual weapons and armor. So let's go. Next god beast. I think it's gonna be easy now because we just put the rice here. I think we are like really well prepared in the game here. There we go. Pumpkin. I love his design though. It's an evil big pumpkin. Okay, so you can do that. Probably have to destroy on first. Let's use her strength. Then use Kevin, and this thing should be light immune. Oh, I'm not damage immune though. Yes, now we have Kevin here with strength up, and also of course light bonus damage here. And it's night. Ooh, it's night too. They're doing insane damage. Oh man, it's so easy. Of course, generally, the right everyone straight up now is so good because all three physical characters. We have had this, the build is too good, right? The build is too good. We have should have played enough of it more. Oh, damn it. We should have a little more with... Ah, come on, not Kevin! Not the character that actually matters. Let's show how to strengthen. Let's just go full out with our strength. Protection. It's weaker now. Full power, full power. This is insane damage. Strength down, we're not going to Hands down. That was more like quarter of his life. Man, I feel so OP. Whoa, this is crazy. What happened? Ah, I can do stuff in there. This is... Okay. Need to, bro. Isn't that clone herself? I think this is in the original game. Yeah, I saw this a bit so. Right, if I don't want to do it. There we go. Immunity if I do it. Oh shit. Kidding me? Whoa! I was thinking if I die now it'd be really sad. Good. Let's just kill it, Kevin. Kill it, Kevin. Kevin, go. Kill it. There we go. If I died that would be really sad. I mean, Jesus Christ, like one more combo on it. But yeah, I kind of overstayed my welcome there. Stacked of bracket thing on it, man. That was an adrenaline kick to the end there. That was a little bit whoa. If I died there, it would be it would be frustrating. Oh man, that would be horrible. We can see to play a original game. The levels are so much higher in this game. The bosses gives a lot of XP, like a level up, maybe 2 levels per boss. In the previous game, the original game, we were around level maybe 36 now, roughly I would say. Probably, yeah, that sounds fair. 36. 35, 36 now. But you can see in this game I'm at 50 now, so obviously you get a lot more XP, right? And, yeah, why not? Why not? As long as the game is balanced around it, it makes sense. I mean, obviously the bosses are very different in this game, so I mean, and actually, no matter what, the enemies are measured at your level, right? So they are around the 50 anyway. So that's like the enemies are not level 30, at level 50. So yeah. But sure, if you have in the original game, you'll be way less level here. Okay, so now we have probably the easiest one. The reason for course, as I mentioned earlier, we're doing Moon last because we're playing Kevin, right? And Kevin is Moon, so it's super easy for him that he's gonna be the best. Yeah, so this is the easiest one for Kevin because yeah, you're always vampire. Why I say vampire? You're always werewolf. Werewolf vampires. And you're up on Twilight. Yeah, I don't know the difference anymore. Very unlikely to be like that. Not the same, but yeah, I didn't get to draw earlier. It's very expensive. Very, very expensive. I'm gonna save my money now for Peda and buy stuff for Peda. They name dropped Peda earlier in the game. Who said Peda? Oh yeah, she did. Josephine did. Yeah, she mentioned Peda. She was talking about weapons. So here they have vampires. Actually, the first and only I think there are vampires in the game. Or Sokubi as they're called, but they're still vampires. Aren't they? Aren't they much of vampires? Yeah, so enemies will pick the right to kill action. And then goblins enemies, in a while. Let's take the next room. Just the room here. Could be a trap. Okay, I think a trap, but X. Little cactus. Little avocado, that's his name. Earlier I was thinking when I say little, I'm thinking of Final Space, and I'm like, what is his name of the cat guy? And he's like, Little Avocado, that's his name, Little Avocado, yeah, the son of his best friend, yeah, that's his name, Little Avocado, that is his name. Finally I remember it, thinking about it for 3 hours now, what is it called? So these guys, they are light catching, like they're silvers. So yeah, they have the light, the uniform. So basically like, I think the light, maybe light. These guys though were, I just remember how strong they were in the game. So crazy this is one of the hardest things in the original game. Oh, there you are. This is the dark heavy. These are horrible because these guys then, the Grizzle Wolf here. In this game is fine probably because they don't have the ability anymore. But they always had that, you know, the sky cutting. So the best ability in the game is the ability Luger has when he cuts the screen in 3 pieces, which is my favorite ability. Which unfortunately is removed in this game because it froze the whole game and it did like animation where it's like and the screen was tearing and it was like a 10-second of animation that it looked really cool, so I liked it and I wish they had it in the game still, but at the same time it was like, yeah, it froze the whole game. It looked cool, right? But it was, yeah. But anyway, that ability, these wolves have the ability and it does like 500 system damage to everyone. It's unavoidable, of course, in the original game. So if the Grizzle Wolf guys would do that, you could die immediately. Like everyone could die from that. If you like a bad timing, and if you face 2 of them, they can both do it at the same time, you will get stuck in like a 20-second animation thing and you would just die. It rarely happened, but it could happen in the original game. And for some teams then, right? Like Charles, Angela, Hawk guys, like my next team I'm playing, my next playthrough was the characters. They're all more squishy. Right? This team here we had 3 strength squishy characters with higher health and so on. So yeah, sure they would survive it, but with those 2 characters they could die from it. They could die. So if I was playing like that team, if I changed my team and to win the game, I would probably take this tower first. I'll probably start with this tower. Yeah, I'll probably go this tower first. Because the Moon Boss also has ability. The Moon Boss also can do that screen to ability, so all the wolves can do it. Yeah, this is probably what you start if you're playing like Angela. Also, another thing is that Angela has, of course, elemental spells, right? Angela has like fire spells, ice magic, and so on, which means that the other god beast, the god beast like Figmund, the ice god beast. Interesting. Can it? Could it be that? I think that was just a thing. It's a very unnecessary path down again, I guess. Kill him earlier or whatever. Yes, that's the thing too, right? So if you play Angela, for example, she has the anti-ice magic, anti-fire magic and so on, which of course means that she's gonna actually pretty easily kill the ice boss. The ice boss also jumps around in the original game. You hear too, I guess, but yeah, it does jump around a lot, and when it does that, you can't attack it. So it's like climbing on the wall. With Angela, of course, can still throw fire magic at it, so yeah, Angela was really good against, for example, the Figment. So also, of course, a reason to take it later, right? You will probably end with Ice Boss if you play Angela. Let's start with this place. Yeah. I guess I just move on. So the names in this game, aren't these girls? I mean, yeah, they're attractive, like waifu vampire type. Come on. Aren't they clearly vampires? They're flying around like a cape and stuff like that. They don't know, like, it's called Sukube, which of course would be a reference to Pokemon, right? But they look a lot more like vampires. Like a lot more. I think this is the only place they even meet those vampire chicks in the game. They might appear in one of the... so Dulan is the werewolf, goat werewolf. Yeah, so these guys are incredibly powerful in the middle game. They are in the lackluster here, I would say. But the thing is that in this game, everything is unavoidable. What I say? Unavoidable. Avoidable, I mean. That's the opposite of what I said. Everything here you can actually avoid stuff. You can avoid the ultimates. These guys won't be that scary anyway. Even if you have the ultimate, you can avoid this game. So, if you don't, you probably die though, but still. I can just beat them up too again. They're doing something light ability. Oh, yeah, that's true, I didn't think about that, I forgot to say that. The goblin characters, goblin female, they were actually dark rights. Yeah. So light rights are the big girls. But actually these hobgoblin goblin characters, they actually have the the right debuff, right? Like weaken or something. So they're actually kind of having crap. Yes! I said every time, so I have to do the right thing. I do actually miss it in the game. I do miss this thing. In the original game, you would get chests instead of random, like that, random item, yeah. So you would get random items, right? That would give you chests instead of sheets. And those chests, you open them up, and it would be like a roulette thing appearing. It would give you either like a trap or so on. And sometimes they would spawn chest boxes. It was very, very strong in that game. Very, very strong. You can die to that. They were like boss level but they had two different, the blue and the green one. Blue was like a boss and the green was easy, so yeah, it was kind of weird. And the thing with Hawkeye was that luck was useless in that game. It really was, except purely when you open chests. More or less, you treated it more, but you did almost nothing anyway. Also why Dark 7 is bad, because quick button is That's new though. I have no memory of these desert enemies. They're in the desert otherwise. Those rhinos. Or Triceratops, I guess, over there. Oh, they But it's strange. I mean, playing this game, I will say these enemies, particularly this wolf here, they lack that, the fear you have to them. You don't play them for a second, so you lack that fear you had in the first game, because they would freeze the game screen and kill you. That can't happen now. That whole concept is gone. So you do, so the Luger battle is easier in this game. One of the left down battles. Always giving him a full ultimate. He has dives at you, and it's not that badass. I really wish I would give him a better ability to hold on. Yeah, but they summon these guys. You have to go down and go to the side now. Man, this thing is long now. Actually, this is one of the longest in the original game too. 9 or 10 hours. Yeah, definitely one of the longest. Or at least more combat-wise. It's like a lot of combat here, much more than the Ice one was a lot of jumping and platform gaming. It wasn't more than the fight. I mix at that. Now it's a lot more. It's like bang, 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 bang. Open the door, bang, bang. Which I actually think about is pretty true to the original. Because the original was changing too. You just went around in a tower, and every floor was like a new battle. Yeah. In the original game, you just walked through a lot of floors and you had a lot of fights. And here, moving vampires every floor. It's like constant. So actually, it is very true to the original. It is. Actually, this is exactly how I remember it. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, they perfectly, almost maybe a little too much like the original. Yeah, it's like it's very true to its source material. Maybe too much, like, because man, yeah, this place was way more fight. Just gonna say that, like probably like cactus or something. Just gonna say that, yeah, like probably a cactus over this place. Like. We have one in the bottom floor and one there, so there's probably not 3 of them. It's probably the others. I don't think I missed any characters in this place list. I may actually miss someone from more place, what I'm saying, from this place. No, I'm a little unsure here, honestly. What door did I come from? I think this is the right door I was thinking on. I hope I'm right now. Yes, this is probably where we did it earlier. Maybe we should go down this path. Okay, hopefully I'm on the right path now, because otherwise it's going to be really frustrating. There's no enemies here though, so oh, god damn it. Is this where we come from? Oh man, maybe it is. Everything looks so similar though. Enter there. It has to be right. Man, I'm feeling confused now. But you have to find that path that we saw. Doesn't help. Everything looks the same. Oh, we are under the star. Okay. Here's the line. Caliber like that. You can spell the caliber with a K in the translate. It actually is, in a way, is the most correct spelling because it's a hard K. So in Greek, there we go. Question mark. I think that's supposed to be with a K in Greek because it's a hard K. In English, I see. In Swedish, it's a K. Yeah, in Swedish, it's a K. It's a caliber. Wait, how do I get to the other side then? Maybe it's from that path. That's probably it has to be the boss, right? Welcome I think this is definitely the most battle-intense tower. It's constant battles. Dungeon. Tower. Which tower means dungeon? Probably the most battles, right? In a row here. Jesus Christ, there were a lot of battles. They leveled a lot here. Jesus, so many battles. Okay, so it has to be the boss. You even see kind of the goaty face there. But then I'm wondering, and I really am wondering, but how the hell do we get to the side then? Did I miss something? Or did it move both sides? I can think about it. I'm looking at this side here, and maybe I'm playing. Maybe I'm taking it stupid now. Maybe we did actually get that side. Maybe we saw the side earlier. Everything looks so similar. I will say that. I guess we go up now. Yeah, okay, so maybe we were earlier. Like, I am confused. Honestly, I'm a little like, were we here earlier or not? Yeah, no. You move like that, okay. It has to be like that. I'm honestly not sure because it looks so similar. This dungeon, yeah, everything is the same. I was like, wait, what could I do earlier? Did I go down now? Yeah, it's a little bit like that, right? Yeah, so Valda the True Queen is playable in the prequel sequel, right? The prequel sequel. They made a sequel and to DS, right? Yeah. Here's a mana. And then you play Valda, of course. You basically play everyone's father. You play Loki, you play Duran's father, you play like Kevin's father as well. Here we go. The last god beast from the big ones, and then you also have, of course, Safar, the dark one. Ooh. Full moon battle time. This boss is badass though. It's like a massive. It's the biggest boss right in the game, right? I think that it is the biggest boss. You can only see his torso, so he's massive. Here we go, massive guy. And the classic scream. Oh. But yeah, Kevin's always in his support. We have a bomb, so it's gonna be okay. Let's go strength up and more. There we have what now? Yes, I do. Okay, this supposed to be the knife, and you really utilizing that in the combat system. Yeah, avoiding his reminds me of the trap boss. Oh. Christ. Yeah, this boss is annoying that for a physical team. Look at that damage. It's hard to hit this ball with the swell, but look at that damage. When you finally get it, it's like crazy. When I finally managed to attack him, this team is doing insane damage. Five more. Oh, this is cool. This is a moon spell. Yeah, this is this weird moon spell thing. We have like, oh, nice, and it's cracked too. Oh, that's a nice effect. Yeah, this is weird. What? I didn't crack it? Yeah, we have to be way past it. Whoa! Ho ho ho! Our life, but maybe that's like original game. I think it's like a grab spell, so you only get like one life left. Probably actually. I think so. Oh, it's strange. Yeah, strange. Beautiful. Oh, it's slow now. Right. He was kind of annoying, but he pushed you away all the time. And obviously, this is like the most stacked battle for me, like with Kevin always being green for someone. But it's probably easier if you have balance, so. But he was easy because yeah, we're so damn, you know, we have everything is perfectly aligned, right, with all the abilities and so on, with his team now. See, we have the stats advantage, right? But his abilities were cool. He's pulled you in, the gravity ability, the mechanics. I just wish he had more life and so on, right? Or it's a little bit like, you know, after that I figured out a pretty good build, right, for the game. So a little bit like that. Yeah, you're a little OP now in the game. But now then, you're going to go to Pida. So this is the classic Fallen Kingdom. They're the bad guys in the sequel, prequel. And this one is moving around right in the game. So this Dark Stone depends on who you're playing as. If you're playing as Kevin, it's going to be the Mirage Island, right? So we're going to have go in there and fight it. Okay, so they're going to Peda now because like we need better items. So I guess now it connects there. Yeah, Josephine mentioned Peda there, the Fallen Mirage Kingdom. So no matter what you do, you always go to this island, but Masked Mage then he's gonna. I wonder if she mentioned Peda now. I heard her. No. You can fly here? What? This is strange. But yeah, so no matter who you're playing, you have to Peda. But then if you're playing Kevin and Charlotte, the whole island is going to be explorable with all the players. So here I wish you could have added more, I have to say that. They could have added another city, maybe the Dragon Empire or so. Yeah, they could have added something, I guess. It'd be... You could always add more stuff, right? But yeah, they could have added something like the Dragon Island and the Dark Island. So those two islands now are pointless. Usually it says that Peda is always an island you visit, right? So this island for some reason is the only one you always visit. Man, who you're playing as. Maybe Peda should have been... This is more, I guess, the original remark than in the original game. But maybe Peda should have been located at the island you're playing as. Yeah, that could be a thing. Maybe if Peda was located at like the Dragon Island, if you're playing as Duran, that could be another. I don't even see the palace here. I couldn't see anything in the Mirror Palace. Because I hear that it's a secret last running of the game. For Duran, sorry, for but again, there's more than, you know, a throwback to the old game. But I wonder if the old game should have had that Peda should be located as who you're playing as, instead of always having it Kevin and Charles Island. Basically, you get to explore this island always, then, right? But the other places you don't get to see. So it's a little special paper there. But anyway. This is really meet Loki though. Do they have a Duran storyline? And Richard. So this playthrough, I think I'm gonna end it as I was planning here, killing God Beast. So we end it killing the next God Beast, and then tomorrow we're gonna stream when we do the last dungeons. Tomorrow for the bit again. I got a trophy there for doing the 7 Benevodons. And after beating the game is over, we're obviously gonna replay it for the complete channel, but
そのはずなんだけど、どこかで休憩してから調べてみましょう。
If you sleep here, the city usually returns. They got time travel thing. Expensive though, man. Who is this guy though? Actually, it's still left there. No. There's no seed box here. Interesting. This is the classic place we will go to explore your question mark items. Where's the legendary seed box? The inn with the there is another inn. Yes, these are the evil people that know the game. Yeah, this is the evil empire. This is the 4th evil empire of the game. That is the lost ancient capital. But it's kind of weird actually, because in the prequel sequel then, this empire exists like 20 years before the current game. It's called Ancient Capital, but actually Peda existed just recently. So in that game, then they kind of recap, the remake storyline to be like, oh, they just died. That's a heat reference. Interesting. Light freeze, yeah, Mirage Palace. So this thing is really strange, I have to say that. After having played... No, it's not strange at all. I mean, this game makes sense. But like a prequel sequel with other mana games, this makes no sense. They're like the Mirage Palace is this place, but because the Mirage Palace is not a ruin for them, it's actually the Empire Peda's empire. So the people living here shouldn't be saying like, oh yeah, that's an ancient place over there. But they would be like, oh, Mirage Palace. They'll be like, oh, that's where our king lives, right? The Prince King in the game, the young kid they have. But these people here know about the three, the Dragon Lord's ally with Pela in the game. So here the weapon should have been better though. Hey, 14 Rottknuckle. Whoa, it's big. That is big. I kind of want to try item first though. I didn't afford for those 2 characters. I gotta save the money. But obviously Kevin is the deep soul to get it, I guess. So in that jungle is where you would farm the question mark, right? To see it in the game. Maybe we can still do it in this game. Here we go. Yeah, the actual happened, right? They actually losing swords, that's actually positive. So we did the right thing there. But here he mentioned the masked man then. Of course, the actual prophecy is different than depending on who you're playing as. If you're playing as Duran, it's gonna be the Dragon Lord, right? So this will be a different... The bad guy is different then. Yeah, the mask really. So it's a cool detail, right? They're changing it who's the bad guy, of course. Yeah, so that's different then. Nice, like one of those right, yeah, that's amazing. That's one of the things I like the game, it's a nice touch to it. That depending on who you play then, of course, it's different. What is that? How do they do it? They stand there. kids. Whatever. Oh, over there's a kid. It's very important. Ah, there we go. So now we get the fairy, the Puma fairy. It's almost sword though. It's probably too expensive, but it's probably very good, right? Plus 20 there from the wrong. It's usually better. With Kevin though, I did manage to find a better armor, right? So you can't find better armor. You shouldn't waste all your money I think this time, because you can definitely randomize and get better armor if you like it. Well, it probably is worth it to buy it from the wrong. It's a huge difference, I guess, for him to get that. The old armor. That's probably the most beneficial use of my money there. Making Kevin stronger and him more tanky. Like, that thing goes down here? That makes no sense. Okay, it's a little stack there, but now on the height, I don't feel like it should be going down that many floors. Oh, whatever. That's kind of weird, man. You can meet Loki here, right? That's the game. Well, they did mention Richard, but maybe they're just one place now then. I mean, they start from the outside. Oh, this is the Taverna. Yeah, here we go. Here we might meet Loki, hopefully.
私はマナストーンを調べている学者だ。大昔にはマナストーンは8つあったらしいが、今は7つしかない。
But the prince brought it back.
失われた多くの古文書を調べた結果、闇のマナストーンはこのペダンのすぐ近く。
Exactly, but this is only if you play in
幻惑のジャングルのどこかにあったと私は考える。That's
gonna be at the only two places. Lore-wise, it makes the most sense that it actually is at the Malovia Dark Force, the Dark Princess, because he is the one that brings us back to the world, right? Because the reason that Makai exists and so on is because they have the Dark Stone, right? Yeah, so it's like, when you think about it, it makes the most sense that they actually is at that place. For what he is doing. But you can't have the whole... I just realized that this is man. This is freaking me out. Did they remove that scene? Oh, come on. They can't remove that scene. The classic scene when you meet... Let's do the special get it. I'm playing the raw now, right? I mean, what I'm looking for is a scene where you meet Loki. The kid even mentioned the fairy and Richard. So it's a scene in the original game where you actually meet your father as Duran in time traveling. And then you also meet Richard and young Richard. And you have the prince. Yeah, so where is Prince Richard? This is... Oh, it's like no. Did you miss that? There should be in like the tavern or in the inn. Yeah. I'm gonna save not a save file here. Definitely wanna see that scene if it actually exists in the game. That means something strange to do that scene. It also is hinting to that in the other sequel then. I'll sleep tonight, just make it easier, but... Maybe it comes later after you defeat the Darkstone thing. And the kid even mentioned Richard, right? The kid mentioned Richard, so it seems strange to me that it will be... Oh wait, now it's... Oh, holy shit, what? Wait, that was... You back to now? Actually, how can this be the right path? Because last time you were here, there was nothing here. But maybe this is a new path here now, though. Let's see, because last time we were in Pela ruins, we didn't go anywhere. But it makes more sense to take in the future, or in the past, maybe? I'm Pedla missed a skill there as a dwarf. You can pay the guy 5,000 and you have that much money, and then you can actually unlock that skill up here in the game. You pay that. It's not a very good skill, but still a skill nonetheless. Yeah, so yeah, the tomato gas on. Of the ice of it. I want to see the legendary ice you farm.
ここは幻惑のジャングルですか
Oh yeah, Child Ride Chan.
皆さんのお役に立てそうです。私には隠し通路が見えます。
Clearly cute the spirit.
しかできませんでしたが、よろしいでしょうか。
She's always like, I can't do more. I hope it's enough. She's always super much like, I hope I did best. Yeah, I hope I helped you. Next time maybe I can do more. Yeah, she's always super, into it. Okay, so I just wanna see if you can like return there. I mean, I hope we can for the items anyway, right? So if you sleep, just go back then. I guess. Things that the Mana Stone of Darkness should actually exist in the time frame. This is a time traveling thing, right? So actually, it shouldn't be at least 30 years earlier, as before the Dark Prince summons it back to this universe. So it actually exists in this time frame, though. I suppose. A little bit. Huh. But I guess it's coming back now, right? It happened in the original game too. You slept it, so yeah, it gets back. But I want to see what happens if you go there at this time, though. And again, I can expect the prince to be here. I missed it earlier. Did I? Man, that was blind earlier. Well, that's good at least. Got the 20% cheaper there. Nice. And again, I think that actually does go on for your new game, so that's going to be beneficial in your replay game. What happens if you go here now then at the past? It's going to be the same down here anyway. He has a name though, King of Road. I can't remember it now though. Do they ever say his name? I don't think they say his name in the game. But in the prequel sequel, they has a name that his playable character. I can't remember his name now. Something G, I think. Garrett. Oh yeah, I think it's the same thing probably. Hopefully you still have that Loki scene later on as a classic scene that you get the emotional Ironic. So here then you would farm the seeds. Usually on night. I remember that night was better to farm, yeah, definitely. You want to farm the place during the night, you have a better chance of it might be key now, I might be wrong. Yeah, I mean, if you can try, and the items to change it with a little. Gonna see here because yeah, I spent so many hours here farming that the Iceland, the question mark seeds, location. So I'm definitely interested to see it exists here. I haven't seen these enemies yet in this game, the flying eyes. There's more enemies haven't seen yet too. Haven't seen the Arc Demon enemies. Haven't seen some of the Dragon enemies, I think. The Arc Demons are probably only appearing in the end of... There you are, there's I. I'm pretty sure they were green, but yeah, I'm nice enough to green. They're not that color. So there you are, that's the first time I see these eyes. The Beholders. These are the most crucial enemy in the game then, really. They drop the question mark. Now of course we already have it, the advanced classing, but they might still drop the respect it. I'm thinking these guys are dropping the respect. If you like, stay somewhat to the original game, then you will follow those guys and get the chest upgrade. So they have to have this in the respect item in this game. It's a new item there. The respecting, right? So I think it makes sense that these eyes things, the beholden, if they then drop the respecting, I think that's immediately makes the most sense. It will be kind of fitting. If you want to respect, you can farm the old good enemies, right? That's a good touch to it. It's clearly a lot bigger area. But yeah, I remember I was running, seriously, I don't know how many times in the original game I've been running down and up on this staircase. It's a staircase here, right? This staircase, so many things, but that staircase is very different in the original game. You run the staircase up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Like running, like here, I've been seriously spent like a day of my lifetime, 24 hours of game time, purely at this place. Seriously, running up and down here, and then those eyes respawns, and you kill them, and you up and down, you up and down, you up and down, you up and down. So now we have dark magic. I was thinking that we still only have one shield. It's kind of weird actually. All of that. I would say that the original game you almost had no shield whatsoever, so you have to buy them. You have to find them in chests. Question. In the original game, I think you only got shield in random item loots, and it wasn't in rewards that good either. But you could use them, but they weren't like super important. So usually you had no shield the whole game. This game you can buy shields, but one by one. Pistol. There we go. So gold item seeds can now actually give items, like actual important items. Yeah, I managed to get that much better armor right for Kevin. It's still stronger than the Peda armor. And when I got the armor like 25 plus in defense work, so that's very much better. Yeah, so this thing here is actually this thing here, like that kind of wooden staircase I remember so much. You would run it down, and each time you run it down, this eye could respawn because you would leave the area. You would run down, respawn. Yeah, and I think you want to kill the eye last. There's a thing that you want to kill the first enemy, the other guys before, because it was a higher chance, or it's only actually, to get the question mark item by killing the eye last. Then each item would be the one you got last, not the other enemies. So you also ignore the other enemies, or not sorry, the eye if you last. I don't know drop yet, so I might just be unlucky though. I might just not get nothing. So the next thing is more items available. That's a nice one. And then it's cheaper to reset your points. More items available. It could be something strange. Now I'm guessing the next one, or next one, but the two ones from now is probably more XP right again. I don't know if that can be a scroll. That's a chest in the end. Yeah, little avocado. Yeah, Final Space. Pretty interesting TV show about a guy in House of Freddy. I like it and I hate it. Every episode of Final Space is basically like, I'm dying in space. How did I get here? Every episode with the main character being like lost in space, and he's like, oh, in 10 minutes from now I have no oxygen. How would I survive, you know? And then it recalls back to, oh, this week someone kidnapped my girlfriend, and then we destroy this stuff as well. Oh, here we go. So here it might meet interesting. Oh, this is implemented in this game. I mean, you have kind of the, you know, the bunny, the rabbit pointing in one direction, and they have this heads that show like a summon. That's magic. I was wondering that in the mana games, but it's kind of like, I mean, this is how the mana game always works. The same with all the mana games. It's like, oh, these enemies are living. One enemy in this game, I didn't think about it. They appeared in the same dungeon as Amazon Castle. Is in the Amazon Castle in Lorient. There are these. They do the chest door, but there are also the wrong place. Whatever. You also fight these living swords. The living swords is in this game. Yeah, the living swords are gone. Well, yeah, you do have the living swords as well. It's a kind of weird. Oh, the thing here, the thing's here. Where's backwards? We're going right now. I was thinking that thing points to this direction, and well, the ear is kind of like pointing here, maybe. Looks so friendly. I didn't want to see it. He looked at me so nice, that rabbit. I was like, hey, Mari. He's friends. There's an extra boss like that in the room. Yeah, that seems to be the right path. They're the swords. Are you saying? Holy shit! I was just saying that. We are the swords. Man, I'm like a four. I feel like I played the game before. I feel like I played this game before in my life. I was just saying that. We are the swords because those swords usually appear with the chest knights. That being said, though, the swords would actually appear much earlier in the game. Even swords, yeah, they would appear. You know, as I mentioned, like in the castle where you first meet chest, like Duran's castle, and also Rice's castle, especially at the clone boss. Someone's usually a lot of swords anymore. So yeah, that's a bit strange, I guess. But I was saying that there's an enemy I haven't seen. That is sword. I think what you have to do here is following the rabbits. You see the green rabbits? There's always like 2 rabbit enemies right there. Oh, wish that I haven't seen them in a long time actually. It's been a while now since we saw the videos. It's not very easy for the cabin to kill them, slay them very easily, yeah. But I think that the obvious thing is that you're following the green rabbit. Yeah. Just follow the right one. Yeah, and the sound effects. I think definitely they're following the green rabbits, right? Oh, interesting, another source guys. It's kind of crazy. Every kind of enemy, even swords I mentioned. So yeah, so these guys, they appear at the same time as swords performing, definitely. But also displays though as the only enemy I know we're missing at all is a demon enemy. I mentioned the arc, yeah. This massive demon guys. We did see 2 of them earlier with Isabella in the cutscene, so they're obviously in the game, and you might only fight them if you go to yeah, so probably the way to fight them if you go to Hawkeye's storyline when you enter the Ninja Fortress. You probably do fight them actually. Otherwise it definitely will appear in the Dark Kingdom. Probably, and instead of dragons if I should take them. So far so good. We're very close to the boss now. The ninjas. Interesting dungeon here because it's like a new enemy type every time. It's like every time it's like a new enemy. I have the swords and these guys, and then we have the knights, and now it's the ninjas. Yeah, it's like every place is one other enemy type in the season wise. They seem really easy though, because they were assassins, evil ninjas. They were like the lower, weaker class, like the first class. Oh, they are demons. They're saying that they haven't. Yeah, they are. Yeah. I wanted to fast all the normal enemies on the game. This might be the last normal enemy type. These are demons. So, yeah, they are pretty different colors. So they like red. So they have different forms. Mainly we fought all normal enemies now. In the basic form. So the sword was missing, and demon was missing, dark demon and the sword. Those were the two I was thinking earlier that were missing. Oh, probably. Boss, I like it over there. Well, I guess you have to like move in here. This might be the boss. Oh, this is stone now, yeah. And that's stone! Yeah, exactly. And you know, fight the classic last god monster king. It's also one of those weird boss battles because it's 3 heads, right, and it's floating in the sky, and you have to like. This could probably be a very weak, weird. I mean, it's a weird boss battle because you're fighting these 3 heads, and the tongue is like a mouth thing. It's like an alien thing, you know, the alien movies. I like her new weapon there. There we go. Yeah, Sabelfar, dark boss. This is gonna be easy to power it up because I have the Duran's lights. Yeah, that's true. We have the perfect build for this. It's gonna be so easy. We have Duran's Holy Saber. It's gonna be the easiest boss in the game probably. Duran's Holy Saber, maximum damage on Kevin's, strength. It's gonna be super easy. This is probably super easy. The third hand will appear in the whatever. You can remove my buff. They're gonna have another head. This is probably gonna be the easiest boss battle in the whole game, probably though. Yeah, okay, whatever. Bam. Holy sword. Look at that damage. It's gonna be embarrassingly easy for the boss though. It's gonna be so absurdly. It's like a clown thing, right? This is the real form. Just look at that damage he's doing. It's gonna be a cakewalk now. This is a problem though in the original game and this game, right? When you have the right build, man, it's easy. The game is a little too easy, right? If you have the correct build there. Kevin is like destroying it. Strength buff, defense down, up, down. It's like I barely get to even see the boss mechanics. It's like whatever, it's like DPS is down, I mean, it has. I don't, you can revive other ones, which is really fast. So, and this is a problem in the game. I have to say that, right? It's just, if you have the right team, you get way too easy sometimes. Right? Sure, sometimes you're playing some characters in the game is hard because you don't have the correct characters. But, it's a little bit too easy now. The right team there. It's like a minute boss battle. Yeah. It's so easy. Oh my god, it's so easy. But we have the absolute, probably the best team in the game against the boss battle. Light, Holy Saber, Duran, So you do, you know, more physical damage plus holy magic, like with holy. So that's like doubles your damage in this boss, right? Your physical damage basically doubled. And then you also have, of course, Rise here that gives like, you know, like 50% more attack power, something like that, yeah. And of course then Wolverine, you know, crazy werewolf Kevin in dark form, maximum strength, right? Kevin was like bum 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 bum. It was like he like immediately he like one combo with smaller faces. That was, yeah, I mean, that was underwhelming in 1 degree, you know. You get to the last god beast and it's defeated in like a minute. So yeah, but we really have the absolute perfect build for this god boss, right? It's like that build you can have. But the bad guys want though, they're like, yeah, as we planned again. It's like every damn time in the game. The game is a little padded now, so the bad guys are always like, yeah, as we planned. Yeah. This happens every damn time. The bad guys are always like, yeah, they did it for us. Yeah, every time we do something, it always happens to bad guys. I mean, to the Mirage Palace then. Yeah, a Mirage. Mirror. Oh, we finally see the true palace. Here we go. Yeah, Mirage. What happens, I guess, when you play all the characters, you're gonna be not dungeons. You're gonna be like, oh, there's a dragon mouth. Or say, Mirage Mirror. Exactly, yeah. It's like, lets you see the truth, maybe? They have some seeds here. I guess you just follow this path, right? Probably. But this is basically how the real game is too. I kind of want to save here and not do that until the next part, until the next stream, because I'm guessing we're gonna fight Goremond before we enter the actual path, like in the original game. And that I think will be a good touch to never replay. You'll never go over the last dungeon after that. So I think it's really important part of it. But I guess we can go, you know, let's go to that place, right? Let's go to that place where we fight it, and then we save there as well. Let's keep going now. Yeah, so these Potter guys are actually Charlotte. I was like, yeah. But they got like Mamma Potter when they heal and so. But actually, I haven't seen it in this game, but Charlotte had this weird summoning magic. It was like bad in the original game, it wasn't like super good, but I guess it was that was her dark side, you know, summoning spells. So it was some more decent. But I haven't seen the enemies do those spells, but it's probably because all those spells froze the game. They were very like, you know, yeah, freeze frame summoning the animals or something else. The heads and so on. So they summon all the enemies. Which is a smart thing from a gaming aspect, or a gaming from a development. When developed after that makes a lot of sense. So obviously people use like summon, you know, oh, here's 2 other enemies, here's 2 demons, here's 2 arch thieves, then you call it arch demons. You summon that, right, and they will do damage. So of course you don't have to actually do another enemy. There's less work for the game development. But I think sometimes you don't want to use capsules, right, but I think that's a good decision because it looks cool, they reuse old sprites, you know, I think it's a good idea. You have to re-animate your build all the time, right, so. Well, that's probably it then for this stream, I think. So I don't think we're gonna go further than this place. Be a nice touch next game. It's probably here, it has to be here. You have to look at it. The only thing I am really worried about is that how... Oh, I just gotta save that one. The only thing I'm worried about is though is that did I miss the Loki scene somehow? Richard scene? I think that was really strange. They didn't mention Richard, but I couldn't find them. So I do wonder about that. What happened to the Richard and Kevin's? Because we're playing Duran right now, right? So now is the time you really want to see that Loki's in. It's obviously boss tier now then. Obviously boss tier. I wonder if you can land here. If you go back here. Or do you have to run through the whole dungeon every time? Maybe if I defeat Gormond it's gonna be easier. Because then you have the entrance to it. One thing I hope now the game adds is we can see the Mirror's Palace when flying. You couldn't see it before. In the original, I'm pretty sure you could see, I think you could see the Mirror's Palace always. At the world map, you don't see this, it was near the jungle. Yes, nice, that's nice. See, I love those kind of moments in games, right? I just love the kind of detail there. So they added the palace. Because I was thinking that earlier when we were flying, you couldn't see any palace, but now they threw it out here. It's really great. A nice touch to it. I think those kind of fine details makes, you know, a good game world, a good game experience building, right? And that now then, when we have actually uncovered this mirror, you actually do see that here's a palace now. You're going to see it when we're flying on the world map. So I think that kind of adds, you know, a little bit to that world building, right? For example, you could always see this thing, massive dragon mountain, which is really big in this game. It looks a lot bigger than in the other game, yeah, huge big. So this thing you can always see. So there's always no question where the dragon is. It's not here. You can also see that one. The Dark Palace, yeah, you can always see the Deer Castle, right? Exactly, it's up here. Always up here. Yeah, it's a scary path up there. But the Mirror's Palace in our hand, of course, hidden by the illusion, so you can never see it before. It's a very nice touch to it. But you probably can't land here. What you probably should do is that if you defeat the boss, you probably but if you defeat the Death Jester, right? The Death Eater as well, then you probably can enter that. So that's probably fine. Yeah, you can reset the type of it. Which I am considering doing now. I see the full specs now. It's easier to see exactly what you want. But different playstyles. Does that also respec your class? Maybe it does actually. It's a good question. Maybe that thing actually is how you respec your class. But the game is telling you to have an item. Well, one other thing I can imagine now is that the next little cactus thing is more black market items. That's the next, you know. So that's the next thing. That would very likely be. That's a goat target. But yeah, I'm saying that could also be it. That makes sense otherwise. If the cactus improves your black market things and the photo teller abilities, that could be a way then to make them sell that. So maybe if you have that many cactus, they will sell like the question mark or so. Could be that thing. And makes more sense that it being used to over her. But yeah, you can never see the. That is disappointing to me. Hopefully I'm not doing it wrong here. But yeah, they removed the Richard and Loki scene. So that was also a cool moment. When you played Ron, you meet his father who's alive at his place. But yeah, the Pillar place, they're very aware of all the three of the bosses. They're like Dragon Lord, Mask Mage, and of course the oh, even a seed, yeah. Okay. I remember that. Hold on, I'll save this file. Because, yeah, tomorrow when we do the next stream, I feel it's gonna reload, right? And defeat the one more. Probably use a better flying face. Yeah. And I wanna try one thing though before we go to the streamer. It's late now, so but yeah, I want to try one more thing. I want to fly to the fort teller and see what happens with the respect. Does also reset your class? Yeah, it's wondering why can't you respect? Right? Where do you respect? But it's probably on this is Astoria, Rayon. Astoria is going to be destroyed. No. This is the wrong one, damn it. This is the wrong one. This is the other one next to Maya. I think so. Damn it. This is the wrong one, right? All that good stuff. Oh yeah, it's this has to do with even if we don't drop more things, you have a high level. God damn it, here is there's Maya, you need to be sure it's Maya and you walk with it. So I'm thinking that the next little characters is new items in the market and cheaper respec. But I don't know in respec, is that like a worth thing to have? Cheaper respec is like probably a little bit expensive to recap. More comments there on Tower God, yeah. Tower God was a really good episode. Best episode. Best episode easily Tower God this episode, yeah. For sure, for sure. Let's go and check it out. Right, all stats down here. Here you get magic. If you look at these girls here, you get a new ability. Yeah, so if you look at his performance, you get a passive, like a pretty good passive, 5% more melee damage. This is why I played JRPG, Japanese games, yeah. Got that waifu. Man of culture! Yeah, but it's nice, it's nice. You gotta keep something from the old school games, right? You gotta have some puff action. Man, I love it in Dragon's 11, where you meet the girl at the flying, the fortress, the flying cage thing, and you're like, oh, you want a puff? You're like, why is there like a puff girl at this place? She throws up the rock and he's like, oh man, this thing is clear, it's crazy. Here also you saw all this crazy stuff that was so they actually gives you like a saber, so it actually isn't that pointless, but it's just like whatever. But actually, yeah. And this is in this moment. Yeah, she's resets your. I wonder what it costs. It does cost 10,000 lucre, so it's pretty expensive, but what does the game do then? It doesn't respect your class, right? It just respects your yeah, you don't change your class, but you change your you can say like, I wanna be intelligent, Kevin. Yeah, I wanna go this path. I wanna get moon. Yeah, moon. My dream, yeah, I wanna be everything here is really bad. This is interesting sci-fi twisting them, but I mean, I guess it's actually pretty good. You do like a huge amount of damage, 4% more damage, as long as you debuff them. That is pretty good. That is good, but you get, but everything up to that point, like intellect is completely useless. So it really is like, well, you're gonna get like 30 more intellect instead of like, I don't know, strength or something. But let's just see. I haven't actually seen this spell. Moon. I want to try it just quickly here. Because you never. This ability was so bad in the original game. I just have this memory of getting moon energy, and you would still not quit. It's just generally the same with Hawkeye, like the luck skill was bad, so the luck ability wasn't that good. Unless you gave him like saber buff and strength buff and everything, then he actually did good damage, but the general foundation of luck is someone was really doing it again. So increasing your luck with like this is a luck spell, right? Moon spell. That's very potent. That is probably too low level though, but I'm guessing I get like 1 punch per enemy. It is like quick. I did crit like 755 damage, so it's really low level. I did crit the first spell though, I guess I have to use that. No crit still. Actually, yeah, we played this game and Kevin has no ability still. I'm playing Dark Kevin, refused to go spirits, he can't do anything. He has mana but it's useless. 86 mana, never used. Anyway, that's the playthrough guys for the Trace of Mana. Also got Tower of God. Did that earlier today, it's a really good episode. The anime is a very good anime. And yeah, Black Clover delayed. It's gonna be thinking about that thing. It's depressing. And of course check out my Episode 7 remake review, right? That was out yesterday. Did a lot of soul searching when I reviewed that game. Yeah, a lot of soul searching. I will say this thing though. I mean, I do like this game more, right? I like this game more. But I'm also feeling that, from an honest standpoint, I am probably giving this game a little more, like, you know, benefit of the doubt. Right? I want to love it, so I'm probably looking more at its positive side, less at the faults. Episode 7, maybe I am looking more at the negative side, but I don't think so though. I also don't think so. I really try to make it as fair as possible in the remake. And you know, I'm a huge Final Fantasy fan, right? As you know, general Square Enix fan, you know, I work at company and so on. I'm a huge Square Enix fan, and it's just like I really did my best to really love the remake, and I do love the game. As I mentioned with you, then I love it. It's like a lot of parts I really love, but at the same time, and I didn't write some people about today and so on. Some people saw the reviews and so on, and it's just like, but I really do hate those pacing issues, the padding issues. Where you're like, oh, I have to press this button like 11 times. Yeah, it's so weird, and I guess I'm not a big fan of that uncharted, squeeze through passages, and yeah, that to me is just like added the game padding. It's when I rather have an empty corridor and run the corridor. So not a big fan of that. But I think my easiest way to explain 7 Remake is I really love it, but I would love it more if it was shorter. It just sounds so weird, right? If it was shorter, the game would be better. If you remove 10 hours from the game is very short, only 35 roughly hours. If I remove 10 hours, 25 hours, it's even shorter, but I'd rather have that game, the more condensed, better experience than this weird thing. And the best case scenario, we remove all the padding, make a 25-hour main story, and instead of working on those boring crane or mini games that are really bad, they are bad. Except by saying that, I really don't like them. Those are really not good games. So removing the pump and so on, they're all completely bullshit. Yeah. So remove those stuff from the game. Instead of having someone, I mean, a few people, you know, coding that stuff, designing that stuff, you say, pump, whatever, doing that stuff, you would have the same amount of people, right? Maybe less people, working on just adding more bosses, right? Adding more virtual bosses, ultimate weapon, omega weapon, so on, right? Virtual reality bosses, have the same amount of manpower, you know, throwing in like another 20, 30 bosses, right? Like kind of like FF10 does it, FF12 does that, FF13 does that. All the older FF15, FF15 is better in my table here. FF15 also does that, right? Here was 15, yeah. 15, yeah. Also does this, right? When you have all those extra humps, right? You see it at Mantis here in the building, yeah. 15 does that too, right? So add that into the game instead. Add it into the game. Add all those extra bosses into the game. Instead of spending the time making weird padding issues from the main story, put all of that padding and the extra time, the game time, into extra bosses instead of extra challenges and so on. Or I would say one thing too, maybe even add that to the chapters. When I replayed hard, I think it was unfortunate that the game didn't actually add, you know, stuff to it, right? That you didn't have like you're playing Chapter 7 now, this one boss, that's it. Could it maybe have like, here's Chapter 7, here's this boss, and then another boss. That could be cool too. I have a new boss, right? I have a challenge boss. Kind of if you play World of Warcraft and you play the mythic hard, you get these extra bosses or some dungeons with extra Syndicate style. You get like the next. So I played the book right there, and you get the extra super hard boss that is only a boss on this mythic difficulty. It's not a boss on hard as well. That's a cool thing too. Maybe you can do that as well. But yeah, add the padding out there. Add the padding out. But that'll be really interesting because the game will be more streamlined than the main story. And then people like me that want more game time and complaining about, oh, it's too easy, I want to be able to grind more, and I want to actually grind, I want to level up and grind and so on. I will have the reason to do that because we have a lot of really cool hard bosses, right? We have a lot more gameplay, and of course make it better playable and have more useful characters. But it actually is playable apparently if you use some mods in the game, so that's kind of strange. Probably means he is actually a DLC character, as I guess in the future, as I guess in the video. He'll probably be the character you can pay for, probably. I think so. But anyway, yeah. Check out that review. I'll spend a lot of time on that review because I say it every time, but I really do, you know, you sometimes it's a 30-minute review and you try to condense your 2-3 weeks of analyzation, right? And I was happy with the video. It would cut a little bit after the upload. I mean, cut away a few minutes, so like 29 or something, 38 minutes left there. And it's you're trying to condense all your ideas about something, right? All your analyzation points. It's really hard. You're trying to really give the game. Because I really love the genre, right? I really love the game and the characters. You're trying to be as fair as possible, but it's just like so many glaring stuff. I think the biggest issue probably is I never died in the game. It's about like 3 deaths in total. It's probably the worst. And the game has a lot of flashy stuff. You're flying around with the characters, but in the end you never really die. And that being said, though, here in Trust of Man I died a few times, but also almost never died, and now it's really easy in the game, so has to go in for it, right? Has to go in for it. That being said, I really know this because I spoiled that. I don't know, I don't see it back in this game. So in the next playthrough tomorrow, we're gonna do the last dungeon, but then I already know that the game is actually gonna have some kind of extra dungeon, which I'm really excited about that. So yeah, we're gonna have an extra dungeon, like a post-game content, which the original game never has. That's really badass. So that's really badass, right? That's really badass. So that's kind of what you want, right? I don't want to say it, but if it's a remake, but if it's a remake, could have done similar, right? You could have. One thing I would say about the game, I didn't say in the review. Last point there. Sorry for the rant here, but one thing I think interesting in the remake is that why couldn't they add something less faithful to the game? And this one sounds stupid then. No, but like, let's add like Sector 3 or something, or like. When you are at Jesse's place, you can move around at the final area. But it's a very small place. Like, add like, you know, being able to actually explore the upper Midgard. Something like that. Then you could contain the game only to Midgard. You actually could explore several sectors, much more than you had and so on. That'd also be a really interesting way to extend the Midgard experience, right? And you have like an open world like, you know, all the Midgard sectors. And the side quest could take you to other sectors and so on. It feels like it's a lot of potential there for the actual gameplay that doesn't exist there. That being said, there obviously be a lot more work, so that would be a huge amount of more work, I guess. So that's fair, that would be way more expensive to produce, but you cannot see that. You think about that, you think about the potential the game could have had when it comes to like exploration gameplay and so on. It's interesting. All thing you could have done too is that it could have been longer. Like remove the padding and make the game not end at Midgard, but actually include a Junon or whatever. Like include 1 or 2 more cities, right? Go up further into the story, but make it not so padded out. So you actually still roughly the same amount of 35 hours of storyline, but the storyline will pull you into a bit longer, right? Crazy too, yeah. But anyway, that's the stream here. See you guys tomorrow with some Test of Mana and maybe something else. I don't know. It's like all the animes are out, so we'll see something else with that. I work on that 4,000 subscriber video. So I'll see you guys and have a great day.